Seinfeld?
Yeah.
I think he was a writer. I think he came in later.
Okay.
I think he started around. We'll have to
I think
ask
the
him.
creators were Seinfeld, obviously, and Larry David. I think they were the two.
Yeah. And then brought on a bunch of writers, and Schaffer being one of them. And he comes up with a lot of the stuff that we quote is from Jeff Schaffer.
That's his work.
Yeah.
Was he part of Curb?
I don't.
Yes, right?
Was he writing for Krieg?
He was telling me they've had a long-time relationship, him and Larry David, since Seinfeld. They still work together.
Yeah.
So I assume he had some role in that.
Well, we'll ask him. He's going to join us at, 2:30?
Yeah.
Is that what we said?
Yeah.
2:30, Jeff Schaffer will join us, so you don't need to go anywhere. We got you covered on everything going on out here. And there's a lot happening out here. The one thing that caught my eye, Dave, is watching some of the O-line drills is that Olu Oluwatimi was not participating.
Yeah.
He wasn't limping, or he didn't look like he was hobbled or anything, but he was not part of the proceedings. So
yeah, I don't think that's any. I kind of was, checking the temperature on the urgency or whatever of that. Him, that event, him not practicing today, and it didn't seem like anybody was overly concerned. So maybe just a day off for Olu, but
yeah,
I think he's still the front runner at center at that position, and then, and at right guard, I mean Bradford or Sundell is what I'm hearing now. So Jalen Sundell, the kid, free agent from North Dakota State, really smart.
Hearing that that's a two-man battle for that spot?
Yeah.
So where does Christian Haynes fit in?
That's the thing. And they used him at center a little bit, and I don't know if he's having a good camp or not. But, yeah, I mean, we'll see how he plays. I think he's going to be a really interesting player to watch as far as, because that's really the biggest secret on this team is right guard and center. Yeah. So we'll see. And I know he is flexible enough to play center as well. But, yeah, it'll be interesting to see, who's had a really good camp. And a lot of it has to do with just the details of this offense and how it fits some of these guys. And I think some of the more mobile offensive linemen are going to be favored in that battle.
Yeah, I was just going to say that I was over there watching some O-line drills and just kind of keeping an eye on Gray Zabel, because you talked about his feet, his ability to recover when Big Cat put that spin move on him. Yeah. So I was just out there focused on him in particular. And you're right, he moves really well for a guy that size.
Yeah.
For actually any guy of any size, he moves. It's surprising how nimble these guys are for, in comparison to how huge they are. I mean, they're just, figure they'd be that big, they'd be kind of clumsy guy, you know what I mean? Just big oafs, if you will. And they are so nimble and they are so quick. And he especially looked good in those drills. Now, again, they're not out here tackling or, they're not hitting with pads on, but man, just seeing that footwork was pretty impressive.
Yeah, I had somebody asking me advice on something about their son and, what should he work on? If he wants to be an offensive lineman, because he's a big kid. And to me, I would say jump rope and juggling. I used to juggle when I was a kid, back when I was a tight end and in high school, and it's really good for your hands. And same thing with your feet. Jump rope is just telling your feet what to do over and over and over again. So, those are the two things, and that's what you see from Gray Zabel. Everybody talks about Walter Jones like he was this big beast, and he was. But if you watch his feet, it was like watching a cornerback. I mean, basically, his feet were so good, and that's what I'm seeing out of Gray Zabel.
Yeah. What the hell do we have happening here? Is that supposed to be crowd noise?
Apparently.
Is that what's going on here?
An earthquake. Yeah, I think crowd noise.
Oh, they even have the Seahawks chant being piped through the speakers here. Yeah. So I guess they're getting the team used to playing through noise. Yeah. All right.
It was fairly loud the other day at the scrimmage. It was only like maybe a quarter full, but still that crowd was pretty loud.
Do they charge for that, or is that free?
I don't know. That's a good question. I wonder if a lot of people had a sports day over at the Mariners and then walk across the street and watch the scrimmage.
What are you laughing at, Lefko?
It is a good question, and it's funny because we would have no idea. I don't know. It's like it seems like a simple question. You're like, wait, I don't know, because we don't have to pay.
If you went to the mock game, text in. Did you have to pay, or was that open to the public, just free? And you probably made money off concessions, I would assume, and parking probably. But yeah, if you went to that, text in. Free, or they charged you? What'd they charge you for that? as you can hear, we got a just a fevered crowd going on here. Yeah. They're very excited.
I hope we get two different answers. I hope someone got charged and someone got in for free.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to be out there Thursday and just see. Understanding the starters will not be playing, but that's what this is for. These guys trying to make the roster, and you're looking at this. Are there particular players you look at, Dave, and go, all right, this guy has a lot on the line. This guy, or maybe these guys, they've got to shine here to earn this spot.
Yeah, I think the receiver position is going to be interesting with Bobo and Derek Young both being, kind of on the fringe as far as receiver go, but both great special team players, especially Derek Young. I mean, you can just use him everywhere, and from what I understand, Bobo's a good blocker, and he's really worked on that in the offseason, and then yeah, so I think those two, obviously the offensive line that we talked about, and then, some of the corners. I mentioned Nehemiah Pritchett the other day. I thought he had a really good day. I just wrote his number down a couple of times as far as coverage goes. But, yeah, those kind of guys, I mean, and we talked about it yesterday, Troy Maine Pope.
Yeah.
Remember Troy Maine Pope back in 2016 or 17, the running back that kind of shined. And who's going to be the preseason hero? Last year it was Russell.
Brady Russell.
Yeah. So he made a bunch of plays and made the team basically because of that. So
and Cason Williams was the receiver I was trying to remember. I remembered it on my ride home.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about him yesterday as well, and that was the guy that you mentioned. Like Sherman was campaigning for.
Yeah. Guys on his team. It wasn't the untrained eye seeing something that the experts weren't. Sherman was raving about him, and they seemed legitimately upset that he got released.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was. I was thinking about it on the ride home last night. I was on the bike, so I couldn't text you. But yeah, it hit me. Cason Williams. So there's always that guy. There's always the guy that looks like they did everything they were asked to do. They're shining here. They've earned their spot, and then coaches see something that says, "Nah, doesn't fit."
Yeah, I'm looking at Patrick O'Connell right now. I think that's another guy that did himself a lot of good during this camp so far. And
well, he's the guy that's made you feel better about the depth at inside linebacker.
Exactly. So, yeah, he does a good job of sifting through, and kind of like Tyrese Knight, once he gets there, he's got some pop and good on coverage, pass rush, all of that. So, that kind of made me feel a lot better because, I saw Tyrese Knight just out there making tackles. That's what he does. And his cohort there, EJ, is one of those guys that loves tackles. I asked him, you want a quarterback sack? Do you want an interception? He's like, just give me tackles.
Yeah.
So Ernest Jones really, both of those guys make a lot of plays.
Our coverage of Seahawks training camp is brought to you by the Landing in Renton. As you can hear the crowd in the background going berserk.
Yeah.
Listen to these people. They just can't get enough. It's amazing the energy they have out here for training camp. But we got you covered on everything going on out here. Meanwhile, the Mariners had the day off yesterday. They lost a little bit of ground in the standings. They're now 3 games back because the Astros finally won a game. They beat Miami. So they started the day 2.5. They're 3 games back in the AL West. They're 2.5 games behind the Red Sox for that top wild card spot. And they're now tied with the Yankees for that second wild card spot. The Yankees are in a bit of a free fall. So they're getting Aaron Judge back. He's going to DH. He won't be out in the field, but they're getting him back. So we'll see how he hits and how much that injury impacts him, if at all. But you're in a good spot right now, tied for that second wild card, and you're 1.5 games up on the Rangers for that third spot. Rangers won yesterday. So you lost a little bit of ground, but it's at this point, I'm curious for people out there. Does it matter? We all want them to win the division. That's a given.
Right.
But at this point, after making the playoffs one time since 2001, one time, are you going to be upset if they go in as a wild card? Do you really care if they're the first, second, third? I understand there are advantages to different positions. Just all that aside, I'm about them just getting in. Yeah. Get in there and let your talent take over, make some noise there. I want them to win the division. That's the goal. But I'm not going to sit there and complain if they don't. Oh, they should have done it. This stinks. I'm going to take what I can get if it means a playoff berth.
Well, and I think this team is built for the postseason, and especially the pitching, and that's starting to kind of come around a little bit. You're starting to see some really good performances out of guys like Kirby and Logan Gilbert, and, we really miss Bryce Miller, but maybe, we'll talk about him later. Maybe he gets a chance to help this team in some way, but yeah, I don't care. I just want them to get in, because I think if they get in as a wild card, they're going to win that first round game. Yeah.
I think they win that series. I think they win. I think they are set up for the postseason, especially if the pitching starts or continues to find its legs, if you will, and find its rhythm and look anything close. They don't have to match last year. Just be in the ballpark. You're going to be in a great position. So, yeah, I want them to win the division. That's the goal. Take this division. I think it's there to be had. Not giving up on that at all. But I was thinking about it last night going, you know what, man? Want them to win that. If they don't, I want that number one wild card. If they don't, I'm going to be really happy that they got to the postseason. I'm going to be extremely happy that they got in. So at this point, I feel like it's almost like beggars can't be choosers. I'm just like, you know what? Yeah, there are more optimal spots, but I'll take it. You're in the postseason. Color me present. I'm in.
Well, and then, you mentioned the pitching and then, the lineup now, and talking about, when's the last time this lineup was this deep? And it's been, lots of people weighing in on that, but it's been a while. It's certainly been, the best one that Jerry DiPoto in his tenure since 2015. So all of a sudden you see it, and especially when you get contributions from Dominic Canzone and Cole Young, and there was I mentioned that yesterday, that game I believe on Friday, where they both had 2 hits, and they were the only ones with multi-hit games. And, now all of a sudden those guys are starting to come together, and you look at the lineup, it's just like nothing we've seen here in a really long time. So, yeah, them making it into the wild card, not just about the pitching. I mean, now all of a sudden you got to look at that lineup, and it's looking really good. So I'm with you. I just get in. Just make it into the playoffs, and you're built for the playoffs.
Jeff Passan on with Brock and Salk talking about how the Mariners, in his opinion, stack up in the American League after the deadline.
When you look at this team and compare it to the rest of the teams across the American League, I don't think anybody touches them when it comes to starting pitching. I think their lineup, if not as good as some others from April through July, stands at least right next to pretty much every other lineup in the American League right now, if not on top. Their bullpen has gotten better and is going to be deeper in the playoffs when, theoretically, they will be able to use Bryce Miller out of it. And it's just going to be a matter of getting there and playing clean baseball. I think if the Mariners can do that, they're as good of a team as there is in the American League.
He's pretty bullish on the Mariners, and this is a guy who was affectionately referred to as the wet blanket, always bringing the doom and gloom. So it's a high level of optimism from a known crank.
Well, and it's not like Passan is a big honk for the Mariners. I mean, he covers the entire MLB, and you saw his presence at the All-Star game. So I always get the feeling from him he's being pretty fair, because like you said, he will sometimes kind of throw the wet blanket on any kind of positive talk about the Mariners.
Yeah. So we'll see if that's how it plays out, but I agree with him that the pitching is rounding into shape. We'll see if they do have Miller come out of the bullpen, if that's something they would think to do in the postseason. One more from Passan here. He's talking about, just how aggressive they were at the deadline and feeling like they were in that mode because they don't want to waste the opportunity that's there right now.
Tyler Locklear is going to be a good big leaguer for a long time, I think. I don't know if he's ever going to be in the MVP hunt, but I think he's going to be a solid first baseman for the Diamondbacks for years to come. And to give him up for somebody who's going to be a free agent at the end of the season, I mean, that to me, it suggests that the Mariners are doing things that they have not done in the past because they recognize that this window is open and not only a playoff spot, but a pennant is there for the taking.
Yeah, he's right.
Sorry about that, folks. Should have turned my microphone off there.
Yeah, that would help. But he's right. Locklear, he could turn into a stud. I think he had a home run yesterday. I think I saw a little clip going around on Twitter, and the headline or the headline above the highlight was, "Uh-oh, did Jerry get fleeced?"
Oh,
I'm like, really?
Come on.
Kid hits a home run, and all of a sudden he's Babe Ruth, and it was a terrible deal. I mean, he may turn into a star, but that's the risk you had to take. You know, any of those guys could turn into stars, and somebody you're certain is going to be a star could be a complete washout. That's good luck predicting who that's going to be.
Yeah, does anybody care?
No.
Do you even care? I mean, I'd like to hear from the Texers, 866-979-3776. I have no problem with Locklear being an all-star. Doesn't matter. What they needed right now is, power at the corner positions in first and third. And, that I don't think you could ever – I mean, look, I think, if he's an all-star perennially and, it's like, okay, well, but if this move gets them, like we think, into the second, third round, it doesn't matter. Nobody cares.
Yeah, some will argue, well, then they should have called him up rather than trading for Naylor, call up Locklear, but I think Naylor's more of a sure bet because he's got a resume at this level and he functions very well at this level, whereas, you had Locklear, and I'm not going to, judge him based on his brief time here last year, but he looked a bit overmatched, and he went back down to the minors, and he was raking down there, but you don't have any certainty he's going to come back up and do that at this level. We'll see what he does with Arizona. If he runs into one, it's going to go a long way. He's a powerful guy, so I would imagine he's going to hit some home runs, but is he going to be a consistent producer for the team? We'll find out, but that's part of the trade deadline. You got to give up something to get something, and something that helps you immediately, that has a resume, that's got a track record.
Well, and nobody in the top 100. I mean, he was top 100, obviously, for the Mariners, but as far as baseball goes, so I just think a lot of – I know I did. I envisioned that they were going to have to trade away Baby Alvarez and, Senja or one of their top prospects, and they didn't have to. So, yeah, I'll be perfectly fine with Locklear, having a great career, no problem. But yeah, I don't see how at this point because now that you look at that lineup with Suarez and Naylor in there, and it just looks so much better. And I feel like it's taken pressure off of guys like Cole Young, who I mentioned that, is got 2 hits the other night, and guys like him and Polanco, and now all of a sudden it's like you don't need that from them. That's why we're sitting around complaining about Polanco with was it April, when he just went absolutely crazy, and you knew it was going to come back. He was going to come back to the pack a little bit, but now you don't really need that. So it's just such a nice convenience. And then the other thing I think is that we all see the pitching starting to come around, and you don't want to waste that. So they're made for the playoffs, like I said.
All right, let's take 2.
The Yankees have activated Aaron Judge off the IL, and they already optioned Jake Bird down to AAA, who they gave up 2 prospects to acquire just a week ago. But he has didn't blow a save in his first outing, but he blew a save last night, and they lost to the Rangers, so the Yankees have lost 4 straight.
They gave up 2 prospects for him at the trade deadline?
Number 10 and number 28 prospects already optioned him down to AAA.
Wait, 10 in Major League Baseball?
They're number 10. They're number 10 and they're number 28. But after a week, made 2 appearances.
Sent them down.
Gave up runs in both of them,
That's a shame. I hope their struggles continue. I'm, again, keeping an eye on the Yankees, the Astros, the Red Sox, and the Rangers. Yeah. They all have an impact where you're sitting in the wild card race, obviously in the division. So, the more that bad things happen for the Yankees and all those teams, the better off for the Mariners. So, hopefully Judge takes a while to find timing. Maybe his mechanics are a little screwed up because of the injury. That'd be fun.
Yeah, that would be nice. Lefko, you were saying yesterday that everybody in New York is just going crazy over Aaron Boone needs to be fired. Just tragedy.
I had a buddy from Chicago who's originally from New York. He was here last week, and he was just bending my ear about Boone and can't stand him. He's always making the wrong decision. He didn't do this. He doesn't do that. It's just, there's no tolerance, no patience out there for Aaron Boone.
I don't know if he's any good or not, but I love his antics.
Yeah.
One of my favorite managers to watch.
Those guys are savages in the box, Dave. Do you remember that one? We can find that clip later. But yeah, that was an Aaron Booneism. This is interesting for how it bodes for Ken Walker, who just saw break a big run out here. So Kyron Williams, also drafted in 2022 in the 5th round by the Rams, he signed a 3-year, $33 million extension today, $23 million guaranteed.
For a running back.
For a running back.
How about that?
The $11 million doesn't exactly blow your skirt up. $11 million a year. I mean, I do think running backs are underpaid, but the $23 million guaranteed definitely helps. And look, I just have come to think about running backs in the NFL as being 13, 14 game players as far as their health goes. And I know they sat him out in the last game of the year last year against the Seahawks. They had a whole bunch of their starters down.
All right, Take Two is brought to you by Swedish Cyberknife. Treat prostate cancer with Swedish Cyberknife. Swedish.org/cyberknife prostate. Coming up, how much of a leap of faith is it to believe that the O-line will drastically improve this season? We'll get into some of that. Jeff Schaffer is going to join us as well, so stay tuned for all of it. We got you covered here live from the Virginia Mason Athletic Center. It's Wyman and Bob. This is Seattle Sports on 710.
Seahawks training camp is underway.
That is music to the ears.
And nobody gives you more insider access than the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Coach McDonald sitting down with us right now. This thing on and ready for you.
Watch how the Seahawks roster comes together.
Seattle Sports training camp coverage is presented by the Landing in Renton.
Seahawks training camp on Seattle Sports on 710, the Seattle Sports app, and the Seattle Sports YouTube page.
Oh, it is the time of the season for pests. That's right. No one likes them. No one knows where they come from, but we can all agree no one wants them in their house. Mike Salk here for Crawl Pros, and they have a full-service pest control division now called Pest Pros. They can come to your house and do a full corner-to-corner inspection, take care of any problems, just like they did at my home. This is the time of the year you'll start seeing more ants in and around your home. You may also begin hearing a little buzzing outdoors. Bees, wasps, hornets. If they make a nest on your property, that is a huge nuisance. So please don't try to take care of those nests on your own. Simply call Pest Pros to have any nest removed and destroyed professionally before the problem grows or you and your guest ends up getting stung. Pest Pros is the full-service pest control division of Crawl Pros with eco-friendly treatments to keep ants, stinging insects, and all sorts of critters from making their way into your home. If you're worried about rodents, ants, or other bugs or an issue in and around your home, call Pest Pros or visit GoPestPros.com to schedule a free inspection at GoPestPros.com.
Hey friends, Stacy here. Wayscar Ford Isuzu in Auburn is celebrating its 103rd year anniversary, and their biggest sales event of the year is going on right now. Take advantage of their great pricing on new Fords, Isuzus, and commercial vehicles. Also, large discounts on their service and parts departments. What about those of you who want to sell a car? Wayscar Ford's vehicle profit sharing plan is the best deal out there. They purchase your car and pay you right up front. Then, when Wayscar Ford resells your old car, they share 50% of their profit with you. They've already paid back over $800,000 to customers. At Wayscar Ford, there's absolutely no games, no gimmicks, and no pressure. That's backed up by a full 5-day or 500-mile no questions asked return policy on absolutely every vehicle they sell. Change your mind for any reason, bring the vehicle back for a full 100% refund. So if you're like me, you want a good price, a low-key, no-pressure experience, and a full 5-day, 100% satisfaction guarantee, Wayscar Ford is the place to go. Check them out for yourself at wayscarford.com. Wayscarford.com.
Start having fun. Caesar Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino Resort is your #1 place to eat, drink, watch, and have fun. Keep up with your favorite sports anywhere and everywhere on property with the mobile app. Visit MuckleshootCasino.com today. Scan the QR code and let the play begin.
Muckleshoot. If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here. Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a month in bill credits plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
The home of the Mariners.
One hopper snared at short. On a quick hop by J.P. Crawford. That guy's a magician over there at shortstop.
Seattle Sports.
Download the Seattle Sports app.
Dave Wyman here, and since I stopped playing football, we've been fortunate to live in the same house for over 20 years. That type of longevity is a good thing, except 20 years in the same house means a lot of things start to break. Most recently, it's our windows. Virtually every seal has broken, and that's why I reached out to Harley Exteriors. Chris and Ray came out to the house, and I could instantly tell we'd get along great, and I'd want to do business with them. They're local, they're huge fans of our teams, and big listeners to the station. Better yet, they have the best product. Olympic Series windows offered exclusively through Harley Exteriors are manufactured right here in Washington and designed for our Pacific Northwest homes and climate. That means cooler in the summer, warmer in the winter. Look up Harley Exteriors for your window replacement. In August, Harley Exteriors is offering 50% off basic installation, no payments for 1 year, and an additional $200 off your project. Call 833-HARLEY or go to harleyexteriors.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
This hour is brought to you by Legacy Group Capital's Northwest Fund.
Wyman and Bob.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
Weekdays 2 to 7.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
We continue live from the Virginia Mason Athletic Center. It's Wyman and Bob, Seattle Sports on 710, seattlesports.com. And a pleasure to have, take it easy there, Lefko. Take it easy. We almost had a fatality over here, by God. Joining us now on the set, for those of you watching on the stream, a man who would be happy to know that Dave Wyman and I used to sit in our studio while we were doing the show. We have a TV on that was on mute, and we'd have just Seinfeld on a loop, and we'd sit there and quote every line that we couldn't hear, but we knew what the next line was until we got yelled at.
And this guy wrote it.
Yeah. Jeff Schaffer, how are you, man?
I'm doing great, and it, as I've told Dave before, I'm so glad he watches Seinfeld every night before he goes to bed, because I watch cut-ups of the 1980s Seahawks defense before I go to bed. So there's a mutual respect here.
I think we talked about that last year, and you said, I said, how does that make you feel? And you said, sad.
It's not a comedy.
It shouldn't be as funny as it is.
It's sad to me, too, Jeff.
Well, what do you, for people at home, we'll talk to you certainly about what you've done, but what are you doing out here? What's, you're gonna join these guys on the broadcast and lend your expertise?
So this Thursday, it's the start of the preseason. It's even gluten-free pizza is pizza. So I'm excited for football to start. But yes, I'm going to be in the booth with the amazing Steve Rabel and the amazing Dave Wyman. It's Bring Your Fan to Work Day. So I get to hang out. I get to hang out with them. I've done it 2 years in a row. This will be my third year. So it's sort of, I guess I've now become like a seasonal allergy for you.
All I know is you do a tremendous amount of work. I remember last year, we'll probably do that same thing, go down to the X Hall and do the pregame show. And I remember you started spitting out all these stats, and Ray Roberts was like, Who's this guy, man? Holy smokes, this guy's got lots of information. I'm sure you've been working hard.
I like to do my homework. You want to be a professional. I can't be a professional at this, but I do like to. It's jokes and stats, and the hardest part. I don't know if the audience, like, knowing how hard it is what you guys do, not knowing what's going to happen next, not knowing how long you have to talk, it's a real art form. It's pretty incredible.
It's a lot like this show.
Yeah,
no idea what we're doing. Yeah. No idea where it's going to go.
That's the appeal of this show. Yeah. They're waiting for the car crash.
Yeah, well, it happens. It happens every day. Do you get tired of people talking to you about Seinfeld? I've had a chance to interview a number of actors over the years, and there's some that don't want to reflect on what they did. They want to talk about what they're doing now. They're like, yeah, I'm known for that character, but let's talk about this. There's a weird energy sometimes. Are you somebody that's like, look, I've done other things outside of Seinfeld. Let's talk about that.
No, I mean, look, Seinfeld was the biggest show I'll ever work on. It's like the exports of Saudi Arabia. There's oil, and then everything else is like grapes and dates and whatever it is. So I get that Seinfeld was oil. So, but it's really fun. I was young. I started when I was 24.
Wow.
On Seinfeld.
What season did you start?
I was there for season 6, 7, 8, and 9.
Okay.
And so I've been working with Larry on and off for 31 years. It's the longest relationship I've ever had. And most people don't know, Larry wasn't even there for seasons 8 and 9.
Right.
He came back for the finale. So my writing partner, we're running the show with Jerry at like 27, 28 years old. So it was crazy.
Yeah. No, I mean, I don't know. How often do you hear from people once they find out? Do they start spitting lines back at you that like?
No, they do all the time, and a lot of it's like, you have seen it so much more recently than I have. And I'm like, there's 3 ways to remember the show. Sometimes I remember how hard it was to come up with that story, or how that didn't work, or how, we had a half of a story, and then 2 years later, we finally figured it out. So there's that part of my memory. And then there's on the set, like what the actors were doing and how hard it was to get this, or how Julia couldn't stop laughing at Jerry Stiller. And then finally there's like, oh yeah, that was a fun show. I remember that show. That was, because I've got 3 different levels of memories of making every episode.
Yeah. Who was the toughest break? Was it Michael Richards? It seemed like some of the
Michael didn't break.
Yeah, I saw some outtakes, and he would know. You'd see Jerry laughing, everybody's laughing, and he would just stone face.
But for Jerry, he would say it was like acting against a wall. He's going to do what he's going to do, and so whereas Julia broke all the time, and when she started laughing, everyone could sit down. She couldn't stop, but she had the most infectious laugh.
Yeah, well, and Kramer, the whole physical comedy part of him, I mean, he was such a natural, like, it seemed like that. How many times did he, like, slip and fall where you guys had to be like, okay, we've got to take that one again?
It's amazing. It looks out of control. He was a really gifted physical comedian, so he was always pretty much in control. The most amazing thing at the very end of the run, all the actors were all in Jerry's apartment, and everyone's standing. The actors stood up on the coffee table to sort of address the crew, and Michael gets up there and he looks around and he goes, I never did this. I never did this the entire time.
Stood on the coffee table?
I never stood on the coffee table. And he saw his last thing was like, I regret I never stood on the coffee table. It's like, dude, you did everything else. It's okay.
Now, did you work on Curb?
Yes.
As well?
Yes. I've been on Curb since season 5. So,
to be a part of 2 shows that are just widely regarded as 2 of the greatest ever, that have lived on far beyond being on TV. I know Curb's much more recent, but do you reflect on that ever? Do you ever just sit there when you're alone going, I can't believe I was part of things that are in everybody's consciousness for generations now moving forward? People talk about it and quote it.
I have other things to think about when I'm alone.
Yeah.
But Larry and I are both not very reflective people. I think both of us are always like, what's the next thing? What happened? What awkward thing just happened to us? We're always on to the next, because things are always still happening. That was the beauty of Curb. I would say that, like, documenting the terrible behavior of Los Angeles on the West Side is like an evergreen business. There's always someone bothering you.
Yeah.
So it's to us, it's always about the next thing. Like, we're still working together now. And he's still going out to dinner. Things are still bothering him. It happens every day.
He's still annoyed by things. Yeah.
All right. Well, that's enough Seinfeld talk. Let's talk Seahawks right now. What are you seeing out here? And what all the moves? I mean, we haven't talked to you for a year, but I mean, since we last talked, I mean, I think you were on that last trip in LA. I mean, huge changes, especially on the offense.
No, and I think one of the biggest changes also is not just the players. The biggest addition may be the coaching.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got, obviously, you've got DK's gone, which is a big hole to fill, and you start to wonder, like, now with him gone, who does have the best abs on the team? That's we're going to have to find that out. That's going to be something we're going to discover over the course of the year. But I'm really excited for, the continuity between the run and the pass in this. I think that's going to be amazing. I think look, last year, short yardage was our Achilles heel, right?
Yeah.
3rd and 1, 4th and 1. This is a 12-win team. If the 3rd and 1 and 4th and 1 against the Giants and against the Rams in overtime.
Yep.
It's a 12-win team. And so now, we've got no one's invested more in the offensive line in the last 4 years than the Seahawks. They got 10 offensive linemen in the last 4 years, 2 first-rounders, 2 third-rounders, and they're also on the team. This is the youngest offensive line in the league almost at 24.8 years old.
Yeah.
So now it's time. We've drafted them. Now it's time to develop them. And what's so exciting to me is I feel like we have the teachers to develop this line, and then we got a big fullback. And then we've got the Jalen Mills show, which I'm very excited to see.
Yeah.
You're right. He does have a lot of stats.
I know. He's up on it, man. Yeah.
So are you watching, regardless of where you're at, are you watching the Seahawks every weekend?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and hopefully when they're home, I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been a season ticket holder since '95.
So do you live here?
We have a place here.
Oh, okay.
So I come up when, there's no more fun place to be on earth than Lumen Field on a Sunday.
So you're here every home game?
When I can, when I'm not shooting, yeah.
Very cool.
We were just talking about the jerseys and like the jersey sales, and like it used to be like somebody who is like 30 or older, you shouldn't be wearing a jersey, right?
Yeah.
I think that's your rule, Bob.
Well, you shouldn't be wearing a basketball jersey.
Well,
that's
not
a rough
basketball
look.
jersey. But I mean, just watching this team and just how popular they are here, and just you've gotten a taste in other markets, but it's amazing how this team, and even during like the 90s, I don't know if were you a fan back then?
Yeah.
I mean, that was a horrible time for the for the Seahawks. So yeah, I mean, it's amazing.
That was your era, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was part of it.
There weren't a lot of Cortez Kennedy jerseys. There weren't a lot of Sam Adams jerseys. But I think honestly, Marshawn in 13 and 14, 12, 13, 14, like he became so popular.
It changed.
A lot of people in other cities became Seahawks fans through Marshawn a little bit, I think.
Maybe Richard Sherman a little bit too.
A little bit of Richard.
Probably Russell Wilson. Probably. I mean, that team, the Legion of Boom.
Yeah,
sort of transcended Seattle.
Do you own a Seahawk jersey?
I own many Seahawk jerseys.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to get a new one. I'm trying to decide because I had a Metcalf. I've had Earl Thomas. I've had Metcalf. I've Cam Chancellor. I don't know, new one. I think it may be JSN or maybe Witherspoon.
Spoon.
I'd go Spoon.
Yeah.
Gotta go Spoon.
It's by the way, I know Mike's saying is 12 is 1, but I think what's so amazing watching out here is we have 2 players who are 1 of 1. Spoon and Nick Manowari. Watching them line up everywhere, and it's going to be so exciting for the Wizard of Renton, Mike McDonald, to figure out where he can put all these people. It's going to be really exciting.
Yeah. Jeff, it's really cool to talk to you, man. And we could bend your ear, or I certainly could, but with Seinfeld and Curb and all that stuff, which I'm sure you're glad you don't have to go through. But look forward to hearing you on the broadcast this week.
I'm very excited. I'm going to be with 2 real professionals who always make me look good.
Rabel and who else?
It's TBD.
We'll see. Whoever they throw in there.
Jeff Schaffer, ladies and gentlemen, spending time with us. A real pleasure. Appreciate you, man.
Thank you. So fun.
There you go. He's going to be on the broadcast this Thursday for the first preseason game coming up against the Las Vegas Raiders. Meanwhile, there's a strong contender for the worst quarterback room in the NFL. We're going to catch you up on everything happening around training camps. That's coming up next with Wyman and Bob, live from the Virginia Mason Athletic Center at Seattle Sports on 710.
Blue 88, every day at 7:45 on Brock and Salk.
What are you hearing with these young Seahawks?
Yeah, the words I continue to hear, betting on themselves. They're betting on themselves because these college kids are coming into the league with millions, But if you're Kobe Bryant, are you going to say, hey, man, on this defense, I'm going to be a great player. I'm going to go to the market, and I'm going to have 31 other teams bidding for me rather than taking it now.
Blue 88 on Seattle Sports. Get the podcast on the Seattle Sports app.
Oh, beautiful weather out here. This is baseball weather. This is training camp weather. It's also motorcycle weather. I rode my bike out here to training camp. I've been riding it every day. I love it. Love this time of year, but it does come with more risk, obviously. And a lot of my buddies who have been riding much longer than I have been involved in accidents, some injured, some not. But if you're somebody that rides, and I know a lot of you do, and if you find yourself, unfortunately, in a position like that where you've been injured in a motorcycle crash, let me help you out here. Do not settle for a firm that says they're a motorcycle Motorcycle Lawyers. Trust the ones who actually live it. That's Law Tigers. They've been a part of the writing community for nearly a quarter century. Nationwide, they're here 24/7, 365 days a year, because riders deserve real support when they need it most. And Law Tigers is the resource riders can turn to when they are in need. Now, you see them at all the events. You see the tents, you see the vans, certainly see the billboards everywhere. Law Tigers is out there supporting all of the clubs, all of the shops, and they are always by your side. And even better, your case evaluation is always free. There are no fees until your case settles. They don't get paid until you get paid. So you never ride alone with the Law Tigers. Washington's Motorcycle Lawyers. Jimmy Cook, 539 Broadway, Unit 104, Tacoma, Washington, 98402.
What is that sound? Ugh, that sounds like a plumbing sound. Luckily, there's a company that fixes all the plumbing sounds across Puget Sound. That's All Sound Plumbing. Puget Sound's plumbing experts. Have a sound? Visit allsoundplumbing.com. Why is Mazda of Everett the #1 dealer on the West Coast? Mazda of Everett is locally owned and operated for 20 years. They work hard to get you their best deal every time and to make sure you drive away happy. With over 700 new Mazdas, they stock more than anyone in the Seattle area. Find out for yourself why people keep coming back to Mazda of Everett. Take advantage of the Mazda of Everett price during the More to Move You sales event. MazdaofEverett.com. Claims based on Mazda USA inventory and sales reports.
The 2025 Seahawks season is almost here. Get fitted for game days with jerseys, caps, and tees, including the 2025 training camp collection. Visit the Seahawks Pro Shop at the Landing in Renton and Lumen Field or online at Seahawks.com/Pro Shop.
If you've got a gas-powered engine, keep it running like new at every fill-up. Stable in-season protection is your engine's preventative medicine, cleaning and protecting the entire fuel system in season. In outdoor power equipment, prevent gum and varnish buildup that could cause a rough or non-running engine. For cars and trucks, increase fuel efficiency and power by removing deposits, ensuring your engine's long-term health. Stable outperforms the competition in independent lab testing. So at every fill-up, start with Stable.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Bonneville International radio station contests are open to participants 18 years of age or older that are residents of Washington State unless otherwise specified. Employees or agents of the station, Bonneville International Corporation, other area radio stations, or any entity associated with the contests are not eligible to win unless the station otherwise specifies at its own discretion. Persons who have won in the last 60 days from a station contest or event may not be eligible. Full general contest rules are available on seattlesports.com or in person at the station during regular business hours.
The home of the Mariners.
It is gone! Cal Raleigh, 2-run home run!
Hear every pitch on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
How we going, mates? It's Ryan Rowland-Smith for Eastside Weight Loss Clinic. If you haven't heard about it already, at the start of this year, I decided to get in the best shape of my life. So I lost 30 pounds of body fat, and I kept all that lean muscle. Best decision I ever made. People ask me all the time, what was the motivation to get in such good shape? So a couple of things. Number one, who doesn't want to be in the best shape of their life, right? Obviously physically, but for me, more important mentally. And it starts with a diet, and I finally figured out you can't outwork it. Eastside gave me all the tools I needed to be able to prepare food, have tons of energy, and was never, ever hungry. But there are some other motivators too. I had to lose a bunch of visceral fat. I found out I had way too much of that, especially as I hit my 40s. But one more, look, this is the most important one. I wanted to set a really good example for my kids, to be the best version of myself. My kids look up to me, and I want to be the absolute best example and role model. So look, if any of these resonate with you, there's no better time to start. The time is right now. Make that free 15-minute call to Eastside Weight Loss Clinic and get it started today. It'll change your life like it did mine.
The LJ way is the Lee Johnson Auto Family.
Hello, hello. Welcome to the Lee Johnson Auto Family. This is King. This organization's a special one. They call it the Lee Johnson Auto Family, and it's not just a name. It's not just some cliche. They foster an environment for us to become a family, to work together, to really become close, and they show us in a lot of different ways that they do value us. Is it perfect? No, no place is. But I've been very thankful to be here in the almost 10 years and have every plan to stay here for a lot longer and just watch it continue to grow.
He's fun and professional, which explains why so many people visiting Lee Johnson Kia ask for him by name. The LJ way is the Lee Johnson Auto family.
Wyman and Bob.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
Weekdays 2 to 7.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
We continue live from the Virginia Mason Athletic Center. It's Wyman and Bob, Seattle Sports on 710, seattlesports.com. And it is a pleasure to have one legend on the set with Jeff Schaffer of the Seinfeld show and Curb and everything else he's worked on. And now we got another legend joining us on set. You know him. You love him, a Seahawks legend, one of the greatest ever. Curt Warner is with us. How are you, man?
I'm fine. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
It's great to see you out here. Does it make you reflect on old times when you're out here watching practice going, yeah, I used to do that. I used to do that.
Yeah, there's some reflection, but no type of participation.
No desire to get out there.
No desire to get out there. They're bigger, stronger, faster.
See, that's where you and I differ. I think I could still go out there and do that. And you
know what? I think you could, really, seriously.
There's no chance. You're just pointing at all the scars on my knee. I'm like, C-Dub, you didn't know that about me? Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's
a lot
pretty
of scars.
Bad. Yeah, not good. Not good.
He's got a bionic knee there.
You went through a pretty bad knee injury yourself, and that was fairly early in your career,
yeah.
I think. And
second year, first game.
Wasn't it like on a 60-yard run or something?
No, we were down inside the 5-yard line, and we pitched to the right. No, we pitched to the left, and then we came back and pitched it to the right, and I turned up and just got my cleats, my foot stuck.
Yeah.
And
that was that really good AstroTurf they had in Kansas City, right?
No, actually it was in Seattle.
Oh, it was?
The Kingdom.
Kingdom.
In the Dome. Yes, sir.
Not great AstroTurf there.
No, that stuff is, in comparison to what they have out there now, it's outdated.
Do you feel like that, because you had a lot of success after that, obviously, but do you feel like that impacted your career, shortened your career? If that never happened, do you feel like I would have played another 3-4 years? Or
let's see. I had in 8 years, I had 6 surgeries. So knees, ankles, and so on and so forth. It will, at some point, you cannot play any longer.
Right.
As much as you think you can still play.
That's right, Dave.
You just can't play. Dave thinks he can still play today. I know that, of course.
Up here, I'm 25 years old, I'm telling you.
And Dave Krieg would think the same thing, but
well, we'll get him later.
Yeah, Dave Krieg is off to our left. He's coming up at 3 p.m. by the way, so stay tuned for that.
If you could just hang around, Curt, and maybe translate for us the Dave Krieg to English, that'd be nice.
I'm not going to get into the little tit for tat, Dave and boy.
That's the beauty of it. I long for these conversations.
No, this is going to be good. It's going to be good because I heard some of the questions that he's going to ask, and woo, yes. I'm just glad he's not asking me.
Right.
So what do you see out here, Curt? I mean, I think every older player. I know we had Edwin Bailey.
Older player, Edwin Bailey. He's older, of course. Yes.
So Pearl's out here, and every time he's always complaining about well, they're not even in pads. What are they doing? I mean, it's pretty amazing watching these kinds of practices, and they're able to get a lot done actually, and. I think a lot of the stuff that we did back then probably didn't make too much sense.
Dave, okay, right? So we didn't have any of the music.
Right. What about water?
No water.
That's a real thing. People don't realize that was supposed to make you tougher. Yeah.
So it's a different atmosphere. It really is. I think we at the time were trying to enclose in secrecy as to what we were doing. And there's just not a whole lot of entertainment when it comes to practice. It's just practice, and it's hot, it's tough, it's 2-a-days. We're hitting each other pretty much most of the day, and it's not a fun day.
Who were your heroes growing up? Who did you model your? I'm sure you've had younger players come to you and say, hey, I watched you as a kid, what have you. Who were the guys you watched as a kid?
I like the big bruiser kind of guys because I couldn't do that, like an Earl Campbell or something of that nature. Yeah. Or Marshawn Lynch. I like the way these guys play. Now, I tried to play tough like that, but I was maneuvering a little bit more than they were to get to where I needed to go. But I like those guys who were just hitting up inside and they just take guys on. So that's...
Well, Curt, you're going to be looking forward to this year, specifically the Tampa Bay game, because the top 50 players, and you're one of them, and well-deserved. And
Thank you.
And also, I loved seeing the fact that, like, Edwin Bailey is in there, Brian Millard.
Yes.
Also from that era, I thought that they represented every era really well.
Those two guys, Edwin and Brian, were just, I mean, they were warriors out there. They were involved in the process. They were there. They didn't take any prisoners. And it was fun. It was fun to play with these guys because they were just they were warriors out there.
Is there anybody in that top 50 list? I'm not sure if you've looked at it, but that you really are looking forward to seeing, or somebody you haven't seen in a long time? John L. Williams?
Yeah. I haven't seen him in a while.
Chumley.
Yeah. I haven't heard that in a while. Chumley. We have names for everyone.
Right.
You've been around long enough, you'll come up with something.
Hey, what was that like, though, to find out you were voted in as one of the 50 greatest to ever put on a Seahawks uniform? That had to be you've gotten a lot of accolades in your life, but that had to be pretty cool.
Well, this is more about out there participating and being recognized by your colleagues and friends and families and so on and so forth. But yeah, it's a great honor to be a part of the top 50.
Yeah, Curt, we were just talking about how running backs don't really get paid. I mean, they were the
now they don't get paid.
Yeah. I mean they were kind of the featured position. Now it's quarterback and receiver.
Of course, yes.
But when you look at some of the guys around the NFL and specifically these guys here, what do you think about like K9 and Charbonnet, and then anybody else that you're watching in the NFL that you think has a good game?
It's hard because the game has changed with what they're doing as far as the percentage, as far as how many plays you're going to run, how many plays you're going to throw the football. And most of the time, that's throwing the football. So it's almost kind of like an afterthought when guys are, we were in the I formation, and we're running. We're running, and this is where we're coming, right here. So stop it. And that's kind of that was our mindset, which is today it's a little bit different because they're chucking the ball down the field, but it's entertainment, and we're still playing football. So I can't complain too much about it. So there you have it.
Curt, it's awesome to talk to you in person. We've had you on the phone a number of times, but great to have you here in person, and really appreciate you spending a few minutes with us.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thanks, C-Dub.
The legend, Curt Warner, spending a few minutes with us. We're going to bring in another legend, and buckle up for this conversation.
Dave Krieg?
Yeah, that's right.
Dave Wyman?
Buckle up, kids.
Buckle up.
It's coming.
Buckle up.
It's coming.
You're going to hang out and watch? See what happens?
I'm going to watch at a distance.
Well, whoever has the dump button, I think it's Matt back in the studio.
Matt, do you have the dump button?
You can't just say whatever you want, Dave.
We're doomed.
I don't think that's going to stop him. But
don't stir him up.
Oh,
Dave.
we're going to stir him up.
Oh,
we have to.
Well, there'll be some stirring.
Curt, we appreciate you, man.
Okay, guys.
There you go. There's Curt Warner.
Thank you.
Another legend. Dave Krieg is going to join us next as we continue live from the Virginia Mason Athletic Center. It's Wyman and Bob, Seattle Sports on 710.
Seahawks training camp is underway.
That is music to the ears.
And nobody gives you more insider access than the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Coach McDonald sitting down with us right now. This thing on and ready for you.
Watch how the Seahawks roster comes together.
Seattle Sports training camp coverage is presented by the Landing in Renton.
Seahawks training camp on Seattle Sports on 710, the Seattle Sports app, and the Seattle Sports YouTube page.
Hey, Brock Ewart here for my friends over at PCF Construction. If you're seeking a complete outdoor living space or a very specific project like an underdeck ceiling, maybe a new deck, patio cover, railings, well, my friends at PCF have you covered. This summer, well, you can enjoy 12 months of no interest and no payments. And how about this? Plus 50% off a design and architectural drawing package, or up to $5,000 off an undercover system. If you're looking at your outside and saying, golly, what a beautiful summer in the Pacific Northwest, and we can't take advantage of it, well, take advantage of these offers today. If you've been wanting that new deck, that new patio cover, make the call. Get online right now and connect with my friends at PCF. You can find all the offer details. You can get project ideas, and you can browse photos at pcfgroup.com or call today at 425-629-8476. Don't let this offer pass you by. It's 425-629-8476.
Endless hours of research, seeking referrals, dozens of calls. Hiring the right attorney can be a challenging process during an already difficult time. J.P. Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains.
In Washington State, Tom, there are thousands of attorneys to choose from. Referrals and online research can be helpful, but discovering the right attorney requires a conversation. It can be hard to identify integrity and authenticity without that interaction.
So, what do you recommend?
We encourage anyone looking for personal injury representation to call for a free consultation with our team before making a decision simply based on referrals or online research. Accident victims need an attorney that listens, demonstrates honesty, and is genuinely understanding of their unique circumstances. The care, attention, and preparation that our firm provides throughout the case mirrors the effort involved when taking on the insurance companies.
Save time and avoid mistakes after an injury. Contact the caring and compassionate team at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
Got neighbors? Big Trees can help. This is Nancy Penrose, owner of Big Trees in Snohomish. If you've been considering planting trees to add privacy, look no further than Big Trees. Privacy trees fill in empty spaces, help to define property lines, and add curb appeal. Learn more about Big Trees' big supply of privacy trees at bigtreesupply.com.
Beauty, privacy, instantly. Big Trees. We meet by accident, fixing every last bit. Accurate Auto Body.
If you've been in an auto accident, you have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit. Accurate Auto Body.
It's back to school time again, and parents are pretty stressed out.
Can you blame us? The supply list, the sign-ups, the scheduling.
At least haircuts are easy at Great Clips.
It's true. With the Great Clips app, I checked him in before we left home, so we were in and out in no time.
I got a great haircut, and Mom got to check something off the to-do list. She really loves that.
Back to school can be a lot, but haircuts are easy at Great Clips. Download the app today.
Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest. The best place to watch all your favorite sports. Featuring wall-to-wall viewing screens, 6 windows, and 30 kiosks. Be there at emeraldqueen.com. Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest.
Hey friends, Stacy here. Wayscar Ford Isuzu in Auburn is celebrating its 103rd year anniversary, and their biggest sales event of the year is going on right now. Take advantage of their great pricing on new Fords, Isuzus, and commercial vehicles. Check them out for yourself at wayscarford.com.
We just want to have enough money for retirement.
And travel to visit our grandchildren.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we start by getting to know each other, so I can learn about your family, lifestyle, goals, and needs, allowing us to tailor your portfolio.
What about commission-based products?
We don't sell those. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in your best interest.
So how do your management fees work?
We have a simple management fee based on the value of your portfolio, so we do better when you do better.
We appreciate that kind of transparency.
We also check in with you regularly to keep you up to date on the markets and your portfolio.
What other services do you offer?
As a client, you have access to resources on investing, financial planning, estate planning, Social Security, Medicare, and more.
Wow, it sounds like Fisher Investments has everything we need.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
Well, training camp rolls on as the Seahawks continue their preparation for the arrival of the Las Vegas Raiders. Preseason game number 1 coming your way Thursday. You can catch it all right here, Seattle Sports on 710. Meanwhile, Mariners get back to it after a much-needed day off. Yesterday, they welcomed the Chicago White Sox to town. They're going to send Brian Wu to the hill in game 1 of that series. You can catch that starting at 5:30 with the pregame show. 6:40 first pitch right here, Seattle Sports on 710.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time.
This hour of Wyman and Bob is brought to you by K2 Vision.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Wyman and Bob
On Seattle Sports.
Streaming live on the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Dave Wyman and Bob Stelton.
We are live at the Virginia Mason Athletic Center, excuse me, with Wyman and Bob, Seattle Sports on 710, seattlesports.com. We had Curt Warner, the great Curt Warner, on with us in the previous segment in case you're just tuning in. And we get a chance to speak with another Seahawks legend who's sitting right in front of us, one of the 50 greatest to ever put on that Seahawks uniform, the one, the only Dave Krieg is here. How are you
doing,
man?
Bob?
I'm doing great. I don't know if you know how much I enjoy these conversations between you and Dave White. Look at our producers already laughing. You haven't even said anything.
Why isn't it not called Dave and Bob's? That would be so like Dave and Bob's Adventures. Dave and Bob. Why is it Wyman and Bob's? Oh, yeah, put your microphone on, Dave. Be professional. There you go.
Because I'm kind of a big deal, Dave. That's
why. So they call you by your last name. We used to call you Dave. I guess you weren't a big deal then.
I guess not.
See if you can't be a big deal.
Did you make the top 50?
I don't know yet. I have no idea.
I didn't realize that.
50
until
what?
Just now when Bob, top 50 players of all time, the Seahawks.
Did you notice he said, see if you can't do that? Yeah.
Why don't you see if you can't remember that?
So your prior Curt Warner, in all seriousness, can I get serious here?
Yes.
Because when the Seahawks started, 80, 81, 82, fledgling, as the word goes, franchise, but then we started to get, and then when we got Curt Warner, our defense was good, our offense had large in it, we could do some stuff. But when you have a guy that impacted the team the way he did, that's why we got to the playoffs and everything, because Curt was always a solid, consistent guy. You can't always rely on a passing game every week, but you could rely on Curt Warner. I think he led the AFC in rushing. He was AFC Player of the Year and all that stuff as a rookie, and then that sucked what happened next year. But that's what got us started, right? We won a bunch of games at the end. We won that playoff game against Denver, go beat Miami, and then the next year, I know he got hurt, but that's what started us off. And I'm not saying it to blow smoke, but Curt Warner was an integral part of, getting the Seahawks started, and of course with Chuck Knox. That's what I think.
Yeah, that was a lot of people don't remember that. I mean, you guys had a really good defense, but, I mean, you were in the AFC Championship game.
Right off the bat, and I wish...
The one down in L.A., right?
Yeah, that was terrible. But I wish I'd have known a little bit more. Sometimes you get thrust into a situation, and then we might have been over our heads because they'd been to the Super Bowl before. They had Plunkett and all those guys, and they'd won. But Chuck got us started, and you take Kenny Easley and John Harris, and even Keith Butler was there then. Butts was still a good linebacker then, and he was part of that team, and that was the thing that got everything started. That's why it's great to see Curt.
Yeah.
When Dave Wyman came into the fold, did you feel like, okay, now we're playing for keeps here? Well, now we got some weapons on
It's
defense.
funny, though. I know Curt was talking about his knee and all the road marks he's got on his knee, but I talked to a guy. I was at a golf course down at the Olympic Club in San Francisco. I don't know how I even got there, but he knew about this kid from Stanford. Now, we hadn't had the draft yet, and he said he had the most horrific knee injury on the sideline, and the guy was right there, like his ankle was up by his ear. And I'm like, holy cow. And then we drafted him in the second round. So Dave Wyman, in all seriousness, is a tough guy, really tough guy.
And then when I got drafted, you were like, oh, geez, this guy can't even run.
Why'd they bring this
one
guy
leg?
Next thing you know, he's at my house because he couldn't make dinner for himself. He's babysitting my kids.
They're biting him.
Can't make a pool shot. Yes.
Yeah.
We've come a long way.
See if he can't make a pool shot.
Well, I remember I've told this story before, but one time I came to Dave's house for dinner, and Dave was over on one side of the front room with his little kids, like basketball hoop. It was like a 4-foot-high basketball hoop. And Dave had to make 5 in a row before we could eat dinner. And so the kids are standing off to the side like, Dad, can we play now? And he's like, no, I got it. And poor Sue, she was rebounding for you.
Yeah.
And so we couldn't have dinner until Dave made 5 in a row.
Yeah, but the coolest part is when my son bit you. I really thought that was cool. You were babysitting, he bit you in the stomach.
He did bite me.
You had the teeth marks to show it.
Yeah.
How old is that kid now?
He's 36. He's a firefighter. I got to talk to David Strickland. You got to point me out to him because I have to get him a hyperbaric chamber. It's good for firefighters. He also has a sauna in his room to get the toxins out and all that stuff. So Mikey's really into health and everything like that, and that's helped me a lot too. Like he yells at me about the junk that I eat, so I got to kind of keep it in line for him.
36 years old, and he bit you on your stomach.
No.
I think a lot of people liked me. I don't know why. Like a lot of the wives liked me. They thought I was a nice young man. So that I think that helped me. Sue thought I was a nice.
Rachel Bush thought you were a young man. You jumped in a hot tub with her one time.
No, that wasn't me.
No, it wasn't you. Okay.
No.
I would agree. I wouldn't say that either.
Yeah.
I didn't know the wives liked you, Dave. I didn't know there was a popularity contest on the team.
I don't think I was like.
I was trying to be a football player and win a football game, and you're trying to impress the wives.
Is that right? Is that what you call it?
I don't know what you call it.
What was your career like? Well, I was out trying to win football games. I'm like, oh, you're trying? Like, let's go win football games.
Why don't you see if you can't win a game or two?
Yeah.
Yeah, is there a moment in your career that stands out above any other? Is there
that's so hard to answer.
A game, a season?
No. There's. I mean, I can't even. There's so many. I mean,
you had a long career. I mean, you should be proud, man. You were in this league a long time.
Like when I left here and went to Kansas City, that's what people don't. We did all right there. Then I went to Detroit, and that was a really good situation.
In Chicago, right?
Yeah, I've got to play with Barry Sanders in Detroit, and Marcus and Joe Montana in Kansas City, and relive that game that we beat them in the last seconds, speaking of big moments. But I'd say that Miami Dolphins game was a real big game at the time, too. Holy cripes, that was the most happiest. But that's the thing about football, man. 1 week, and then the next week you lose, and you just go, man, it's just such a tidal wave of emotions when you're playing.
I don't know if you remember, there was a poster in the training room, and it had this big, like a stork eating a frog. And the frog is reaching out and trying to strangle the bird. And it said, never give up. And that, to me, that epitomized your career. You were like always, and no better example. Now I'm being serious and actually complimenting Dick.
You're comparing me to a frog in a stork.
Yeah.
Where's this going?
You were the frog getting eaten. But like you were reaching out and trying to strangle the bird. And so that,
doesn't sound like it's a happy ending.
But you were always like, we could be down 3 touchdowns. You're like, we got this. Come on, we can do it. And that was epitomized in that game in Kansas City.
Yeah.
I mean, it was ridiculous. You got sacked how many times?
That was a lot of times, and
it was like
Derek
9?
Thomas.
Derek had me like 7 times, but then I got to play with him the next couple of years after that, and we were playing golf and everything together. But that was a big game. I mean, to come back and win like that,
But I mean, talk about perseverance, because you get sacked. I mean, and then you shirked somehow. You like ducked, and was it Thomas that went flying over
Thomas.
you? Then you get up, and I don't even think you had your feet set. Threw a bullet.
Scansy made a great
jump.
Jumped 3 feet off the ground, or however high Scans got.
But I thought you were going to bring up the story you told me about. He threw a pick to Dion, and Dion's gliding down the field. You were full force behind him, trying to tackle him.
Yeah, it's a little bit less glorious of a story.
But it was about the effort and never say die.
I don't know if he heard me. He was on the field. I was like, Dave, give up. You're not going to catch him.
I had to make it look like it's on tape. You just can't just stop.
I know. You were beating up the ground, though.
Yeah, I was beating up the ground.
But, I mean, I think I don't think he picked you off, though. I think somebody picked it off and then lateraled it. Yeah. But anyway. Yeah, and that also epitomized your career, even though it was futile.
You know who else I saw here? Aaron Brown, which made me think, obviously.
I just saw him, too.
Dave Brown. And there's another guy that the Seahawks were lucky to get. They traded for him from the Steelers to here.
Dave Brown.
Dave Brown, consummate professional. I mean, there were games in 83, 84, 82 where our defensive backs picked off and returned 4 passes for touchdowns. I mean, they'd have 6 turnovers in a game. It was just amazing. People talk about the offense and Curt Warner and large, but we had Tom Catlin and I know the guys that got the top 50, but there's Shelton Robinson, there's Don Dufek, there's Kerry Justin, there's Greg Johnson, there's Sam Merriman, there's Vic, there's all these other guys. And that's why I don't like this 50, because I always think it's a team game, and then all of a sudden you make something a big deal out of something, It's kind of cool, but there's other guys, though, that also have to be mentioned as well. And that's why when I saw Aaron, it made me think of Dave Brown. He taught me how to be a professional. Every day he came there, got his ankles taped. He was, backpedaling, the consummate pro. Everything was technique oriented. I said that to Aaron. He goes, oh, yeah, in our life, too, he's the same thing. You got to do it the right way. You got to do it the right way, And hats off to Dave Brown. That's a good dude. Cortez, too. He's not around. But I just think of Dave because Aaron's here.
Right.
Who was Largent got the headlines in terms of receivers, but who was an unsung hero as a receiver? Somebody you like throwing the ball
Yeah,
to?
Scansy, obviously. Brian Blades, Ray Butler, Jeff Chadwick, Lewis Clark, Byron Walker. Gosh, we had a whole bunch of good receivers aside from Steve, man. And he made the other receivers better because they got to practice with Steve Largent. And we had a bunch of good receivers. Ray Butler was really good. Daryl Turner, that was a guy that I wish I would have kept him under my wing a little bit better because he had just great talent, made some unbelievable catches, we had a lot of good receivers back in the day.
You look good, Dave. What have you been doing to work out?
So I'm sitting at driving a tractor back in Wisconsin, brush hogging, getting off, fixing a shear pin.
That gets you in shape?
And no, working out gets me in shape, but also working on the barn and doing all this other stuff. And
so you're a farmer now?
I'm not. I'm a low rent farmer. Yeah. I'm trying to. There's other farmers out there that are showing me how to do it, but I stay in shape, work out at the Y and stuff like that. So.
How much are you watching?
Like I said, my son Mikey makes sure I don't eat too much candy and too much pop, and you got to eat this better and eat that better.
Yeah, he's keeping you on the straight and narrow. That's
Mikey
good.
is. Yeah, he always does. He's like Wyman. It's like I know you're my dad, but I'm going to tell you the way I think it is. It doesn't matter.
Kurt, you going to tell him what to say? That's what I was asking you to do.
Yeah.
But
he wanted Kurt to be the peacemaker here in case things got out of hand.
I texted that to Dave, and he texted back something that wasn't very nice.
I know what I just thought. When I ran into Kurt, I gave him a big hug, and I said, the longer we're apart, the better it is. Or the more important it is. I'm sorry. The longer we're apart, the more important it is because, Grant Fiesel's another guy that's not around. And so you see guys from the old days and everything. It's really cool. Edwin Bailey, he's going to be here, so it's going to be fun.
By the way, did you break something? Or you put a piece of plastic?
I found this here. I was going to throw it at you if you get out of line. That's exactly what I did.
What that was
he brought a weapon.
Who are you?
I'm going to do some sewing later on.
I see that.
It's a thimble.
Yeah. Who are you looking forward to seeing that you haven't seen in a long time? A Tampa Bay game, I think it's the third game of the season.
In October?
Coming back for the top 50.
Geez, everybody. I hope other guys show up, too, like they do for the alumni. I mean, everybody. I can't really think of one, Dave. I mean, who are you looking forward to seeing?
You.
Okay.
Yeah.
How much time we got left?
Not the answer he was looking for there.
No, I know that's not true.
C-Dub mentioned Chumley, John L.
Oh, John L.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorites.
I haven't seen him around in 20 years. So
I can't remember the last time I seen John L., but it'll be fun to see him. He lives down in Plaquemine, Florida. He just fishes and does that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so you're out killing innocent animals?
No, I'm not killing anything right now. It's summer. In the fall, that's when
the killing
deer
starts.
Hunting. Yeah. Okay. Good. Yeah, you become kind of returned to your roots here in Wisconsin.
Yes, I really like. Man, I just played in a high school scramble, and one of the guys on the team, on our scramble team, he used to play 2 years ahead of me. He shoots he never broke 100, I don't think yet. And he shows up in golf, and he's got knee sleeves on, and he can't putt, he can't swing. And we just had the best time ever. It was just so much fun.
Are you still keeping up with the team? You watch the Hawks every weekend? Or are you taking it all in?
I watch football all the time, yeah. I don't know quite all the names yet and everything. I was talking to somebody's fans, man. They were so intelligent. They like the running backs. They think the offensive line is good. They're just young. They love our defense. That's what I've been hearing, And under, the new coach's second year, they're going to be even better because he had a great defense when he was at the Ravens.
Do you worry about all of the change on the offensive side? Because you got a new quarterback, you got new receivers, you got a new coordinator, you got a new O-line coach. There's a lot of change.
I don't think it's that big a deal like it used to be. I think they're interchangeable parts almost. It's what it seems like. You just come somewhere and you fit in, and most of them all know each other. It's way different. than it used to be. It used to be you had to have this camaraderie of getting used to the system for 2-3 years, and hopefully you get the right guys and they all stay together and you have 2 or 3 good years. It's hard to have 2 or 3 good years in a row, you know. So they're interchangeable parts. I don't think it's that big of a deal. And Sam Darnold, I just met him. I was in the walked through the weight room and I saw him. I said, "Hey, I used to play quarterback here. My name's Dave Krieg," and introduced. He's a really solid dude.
Yeah.
I mean, I looked at him like, holy shoot, you know.
Did he know who you were?
After I told him my name, he did.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how it goes.
Did he say, "Oh crap, this is what I'm going to look like"?
And then I have to
said, you look good, Dave.
Thank you. That's hard to tell which one you mean, Dave. But I'll tell you this: the other kid I want to meet is Jalen Milroe, right? Because Coley went to University of Alabama, and her biggest deal is to meet Jalen Milroe. I'm like, I'll see if I can do it, Coley.
Yeah.
I don't know if we can, but so I got to go meet him up and make sure.
He's an amazing character.
Yes.
I mean, as far as everybody has talked about.
When he played at Alabama, I got to watch the whole season, and, you know, he didn't have the best passing thing, but his leadership and the way the guys bought into him and the way just his perseverance. He just kept going no matter what, and I really like his other than his physical attributes, the character things, he's high on that. So is Sam Darnold. And, you know, I just think you got good people here.
It's pretty amazing what's going on with, like, all the technology and what these guys can see. I mean, honestly, I was part of this where you had to wait for the film to get developed.
Yes.
And there was only like
Fermi,
there was
Tom Firmstead.
Yeah, there was.
He should be in the top 50.
Yeah, no kidding. But I mean, you know, you had to wait for the film. Now these guys downloaded. They're actually watching replays out at practice.
I was at Lambeau Packers place last year, and they have a field, an indoor facility. It's not the whole big one like we got here. It's just 50 yards long. And they have on a screen what the offense is doing, so the defense can just go in motion with them on a big-ass screen like a movie theater. And then the offense has the same thing. So you're thinking, if you get to know it and do it that much, you should be able to be good at it, wouldn't you think?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's more coaching that goes on out here. And
hey, guess who else I met? It was the most interesting people I've met in this building. I walked, Lisa was in the bathroom, I ended up in this room. So what do you guys do? Because it's 12:20.
Yeah.
They're looking at these monitors. It was real quiet, like you're in a library. We're like the sports science guys. Did you ever hear about those guys up there?
A little bit.
Dave and I can't remember the guy's name. I think it was Monty. Monty is the guy I took a picture with. I said, what do you guys do here? Oh, we go by how the players practice and how much this and that and the athletic science part of it. I thought it was interesting as heck. I didn't understand a word they said, but it was really cool.
You just roam in the building?
I'm like, that has nothing to do with football because we go play between the lines, but they do all the, you know, analytics and all that stuff.
How do you think this would have been for you if this was your training camp? Would you like this? I mean,
no, because look they only got 3 quarterbacks. I was the 7th quarterback that time. There's no way I don't think I would even got a chance.
Wait, there were 6 other quarterbacks on the roster?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, because we had camp arms, I guess is what they called them. But I was a 7th-string quarterback.
Wow.
Right after I got off the plane, that's where they put me in line.
I didn't realize they had that many quarterbacks on it.
I know. The plane was like a prop plane, wasn't it?
The one to get to Minneapolis was a prop plane, yeah.
First time ever on an airplane.
Yeah.
So did you come in thinking, all right, I probably don't have a shot. I'm going to give it my best and see what happens? Or what was your level of confidence?
You know that statement, ignorance is bliss? Shannon told me this about Dave. Ignorance is bliss. It's like if you really don't know, you know, that you're not supposed to do, or you don't really know, I'm just going to go do what I'm supposed to, play football. And I did that for 30 days. And the biggest thing is when you get a chance in a game, you have got to take advantage of your opportunity. I could have had times where our guys jumped off, but every time Paul Johns, that's the other guy I failed to mention, receivers. He was the receiver that I'd throw the ball to, boom, he'd run for 10, 15 yards. Again, 10, 15 yards, score a touchdown. I just got it to the guy's hands, and they go, Jerry Rome thought that he saw something in me and kept me on the team. But I can remember, I'm nervous now because I remember when you're the last quarterback to play in the game, so you're sitting there the whole game watching these guys hit the hell out of each other. I just came from Milton. I've never seen people hit each other this hard ever. And so I'm watching it, then the third quarter, and I'm like, I'm not even sure I want to go out there. And then you call the first play, and you hand it off to Tony Benjamin. I still remember the play. And then you throw a couple passes, then you get into it, and you just focus and do it. But I was telling Lisa and some of these other people, some of these guys are just like me. They're trying to make the team by any special teams, any way they can make it, And practice helps, but you got to show up in the games.
Do you remember the 6 quarterbacks ahead of you?
Matt Kupek from North Carolina, a guy from David something from Southwest Oklahoma, Paul McGaffigan from Long Beach State. Then we had Sam Adkins, Steve Meyer, Jim Zorn, and then me.
Wow. Yeah, Sam, the last guy to wear number 12. Right?
Is that right? Yeah.
Sam Adkins.
I think that's true.
I'm glad they got you on the show, Dave, for the tidbits.
I read all the details, Dave.
Wow.
For the tidbits.
Sort of the statistician and just know it all, basically.
So Sam Atkins taught me a lot about football. The first start I had, we didn't know who was going to be the starter. And Sam was thinking he was going to be, and then Jerry Rome says, you're starting after pregame warmups. I mean, we go in and we still didn't know who was going to start.
Yeah.
And Sam was so cool and taught me a little bit about how to play quarterback and just let me play instead of think so much. I think that's what he did. Sam was like my mentor.
Will you take that ridiculous plastic thing off your thumb? What are you doing with that?
You still may need to throw it at you.
You still think you can beat me in cribbage?
Yes.
Yes. No
he
chance.
Says with a laugh.
You still have that board, the laminated
Yes,
Seahawk
I do.
one?
It's got my 10, 20, 86. That was the year. What year were you drafted?
87.
87. So my board says 86. That was the year before you got there.
Yeah.
You got there in a strike year.
That's right. Yeah, we went through that. That was a tough year.
That was really weird. That was the second strike I went through. It sucks.
That's right.
I missed 6 games. Well, 6 games in that strike year.
Right.
And another 4 the previous one. I missed 10 games just playing without injuries,
Yeah.
What'd you think of the strike thing? I mean, I'm not a big union. I didn't know anything about that.
I wasn't either.
Percentage of the gross, I'm making little money, and I came from Milton. I'm not even making 100,000 yet.
Yeah.
Like a percentage of what gross?
I was a rookie, so I kept my mouth shut.
Yeah.
I didn't say anything, but I mean, we knew that we were going to get free agency at some point. And that's what we went on strike for. So yeah, I think I missed 5 game checks. So it was, but it was well worth it. That's for sure, because I benefited from the free agency thing. So
we've come a long way since then. I mean, the strike years have really helped these guys.
Yeah, it really has.
This is impressive, the stuff they have here. I mean, if you can't get in shape, the way they eat up there, they're all attentive, focused.
Yeah.
We had egg salad sandwiches in a brown paper bag.
Yeah.
I mean,
from Fill Your Belly Deli.
If you were
Mike Tice,
lucky enough, that was smart of him to open up a deli and then feed us. What
a racket that was, huh?
That's my roommate. That's my roommate.
Mike Tice, yep.
Dave, it's always awesome to have you on the show, man.
Thanks, Bob.
I just like kicking back and watching you two.
Should be Bob and Dave's. That's what I think.
Yeah.
Just saying.
You want to put
Might
me
get
second?
better ratings. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Bob and Dave's.
How about just Stelton and another guy? How about that?
No.
Stelton and company.
Listen, Dave Wyman, don't sell yourself short. You're a good dude, great football player, a good man, but it should be called Bob and Dave's.
Okay. I appreciate that, Dave.
We appreciate you, man. There you
All right,
go.
Bob.
The great Dave Krieg spending a few minutes with us here. Always fun to talk to him. If you missed any part of that conversation, you can find it on the podcast page after the show at seattlesports.com. Coming up, we got Jon Morosi. Jon Morosi is going to join us next as we continue live from the Virginia Mason Athletic Center. It's Wyman and Bob, Seattle Sports on 710.
Blue 88, every day at 7:45 on Brock and Salk.
What are you hearing with these young Seahawks?
Yeah, the words I continue to hear, betting on themselves. They're betting on themselves because these college kids are coming into the league with millions, But if you're Kobe Bryant, are you going to say, hey, man, on this defense, I'm going to be a great player. I'm going to go to the market, and I'm going to have 31 other teams bidding for me rather than taking it now.
Blue 88 on Seattle Sports. Get the podcast on the Seattle Sports app.
Hey, it's Dave Wyman for Swedish Cyberknife, and we had Andy Ryder. He's the mayor of Lacey, but he's also a Swedish Cyberknife patient. We had him and Dr. Landis from Swedish Cyberknife in studio a few weeks ago, and a couple of things that really stood out about Swedish Cyberknife treatment. Number one, it only takes 5 sessions, so Andy was able to complete treatment in 1 week, Monday through Friday, while continuing to work full-time, and each treatment session lasts less than an hour. So he was able to remain comfortable during treatment, wearing street clothes didn't experience experience many side effects other than just being a little bit tired. But if you compare that with other treatment methods where you have to have surgery or have a catheter, I mean, it's night and day. Also, it was really cool to see the relationship between Andy and Dr. Landis. Andy holds him in very high regard, and rightfully so. Dr. Landis is a multiple-time recipient of the Seattle Top Doctor Award. And we talk about building a sports team and trying to find stars and superstars, and Swedish CyberKnife truly has that. It's an all-pro roster of doctors and world-renowned experts in their field, just like Dr. Landis. Swedish CyberKnife treats patients from all over the state, and you don't need a physician referral. You can reach out to them directly. So if you've been diagnosed with prostate cancer, go to swedish.org/CyberKnife-prostate. Treat prostate cancer with Swedish CyberKnife.
The 2025 Seahawks season is almost here. Get fitted for game days with jerseys, caps, and tees, including the 2025 training camp collection. Visit the Seahawks Pro Shop at the Landing in Renton and Lumen Field or online at seahawks.com/pro shop.
Old windows cost you money and security. Lake Washington Windows and Doors installs energy-efficient, high-security windows that lower your bills and increase protection. With leak armor installation and lifetime warranties, you're protected for life. Choose LakeWashingtonWindows.com today.
Did you hear? A recent stash of $10 gold Liberty coins from the 1800s has been found. These gorgeous gold coins are as bright and shiny as the day they were struck in the late 1800s. And less than 200 of these gold coins are available. Coin experts are calling this gold find an incredible opportunity. Call 1-800-917-4635 and you are guaranteed a $10 gold Liberty coin minted by the U.S. Mint in the 1800s. But with extremely limited availability, you must call now. These gold Liberty coins from the 1800s are still in uncirculated condition. That is history you can hold in your hand. To learn more, call 1-800-917-4635. Call now and you'll receive a free American Coin Collector's Bonus Package, a $40 value, free with every order. Call 1-800-917-4635 now to secure your $10 gold Liberty coins dated from the 1800s before they sell out. That's 1-800-917-4635.
Hi, Zoe Saldana. Welcome to T-Mobile. Here's your new iPhone 16 on us.
Thanks. And here's my old phone to trade in.
You don't need a trade-in. When you switch to T-Mobile, we'll give you a new iPhone 16. Plus, we'll help you pay off your old phone up to $800, and you still get to keep it.
There's always a trade-in.
Not right now at T-Mobile.
I feel like I have to give you something in return for karma.
That's okay.
I don't really have much in my purse. Oh, let's see. Juice box. I'm a mom.
I'm good. Seriously.
Let me check. Oh, hot sauce. Take it.
Really? I'm fine.
Oh, I have raisins, a balloon. Wait one sec. I've got cupcakes in the car.
Switch to T-Mobile. Get a new iPhone 16 with Apple Intelligence on us. No trade-in needed. We'll even pay off your phone up to $800.
With 24 monthly bill credits, new line, $100 per month on Experience Beyond. Finance agreement $829.99 and qualifying ported. For well-qualified plus tax and $10 connection charge. Pay out via virtual prepaid card. Allow 15 days. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. See T-Mobile.com.
The home of the Mariners, Seattle Sports.
Cal swinging a drive. Deep to right field.
Every pitch of every Mariners game is on the Seattle Sports app.
Hey golf fans, Jordan Babineau here. Get ready for an unforgettable weekend at the 2025 Boeing Classic. Come see Masters champions and Hall of Fame golfers battle it out at the club at Snoqualmie Ridge, August 8th through the 10th. Bring the whole family and check out Seahawks Village, packed with fun for all ages. Plus, celebrate 20 years of the Boeing Classic, supporting the Benaroya Research Institute at Virginia Mason Franciscan Health. It's more than just golf. It's an experience you won't want to miss. August 8th through the 10th. Tickets start at just $20 and kids get in free. Visit BlowingClassic.com for more.
Why is Mazda of Everett the #1 dealer on the West Coast? Mazda of Everett is locally owned and operated for 20 years. They work hard to get you their best deal every time and to make sure you drive away happy. With over 700 new Mazdas, they stock more than anyone in the Seattle area. Find out for yourself why people keep coming back to Mazda of Everett. Take advantage of the Mazda of Everett price during the More to Move You sales event. MazdaofEverett.com. Claims based on Mazda USA inventory and sales reports.
Millions of Americans take medicine like Ozempic and Zepbound. Many of them are overpaying by thousands of dollars a year. These GLP-1 medications for diabetes, weight loss, and more may not always be covered by your insurance, but GoodRx can help. GoodRx helps you save every month on prescriptions at over 70,000 pharmacies nationwide. Best of all, it's free to use. Check GoodRx to save on GLP-1s. Just go to GoodRx.com/GLP. That's GoodRx.com/GLP. GoodRx is not insurance but can be used instead of insurance, including Medicare and other federal and state-funded programs.
I'm Matt Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Your car steering wheel could be a ticking time bomb. At least 24 people have died and many more injured because their airbags fired shrapnel at them upon inflating. Tens of millions of cars have been recalled. If you suffered cuts that required stitches, hearing or vision loss, or broken bones, please contact us today. You could be owed money for medical bills and other damages.
Morgan & Morgan. Visit us at badairbags.com for an office near you. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
This hour of Wyman and Bob is brought to you by K2 Vision.
Wyman and Bob.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
Weekdays 2 to 7.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
We continue live from the Virginia Mason Athletic Center. It's Wyman and Bob, Seattle Sports on 710, seattlesports.com. And joining us now on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook hotline. We should have come out with this open. A man of this caliber, a man of this stature. You got to present him in the proper way. Jon Morosi is with us. How are you, John?
How are we doing, my friends? I'll say this. We all have a bit of a grace period for today because I am just landing back home. I landed back home a little while ago from Arizona, so I don't have my usual video component set up. So no video for me, no beautifully pre-produced intro. It's all good. The important thing is the Mariners had a great trade deadline, and I'm even bringing the good vibes. The good vibes extend to the man who was traded for Eugenio Suarez because in our showcase game last night, MLB Network, I'm there, and I'm there for Tyler Locklier's first home run in the big leagues in more than a year. He homers to left field. I said, we've been talking about Locklear forever. I get a chance to see him now hit a home run, and, of course, he is the man that helped bring Suarez back to the Mariners. So good vibes only, as Gino would say.
Yeah, and immediately on social media, I saw people going, oh, great, Jerry got fleeced. There he goes. This guy's going to be a star. I was like, let's take it easy. It's one home run. But what did you think ultimately of what the Mariners were able to acquire concerning what they gave up, which was none of their top 100 prospects?
I was impressed, and it shows that when you have a couple things. Number one, good depth of talent, which they have, and that's the important thing, that the fifth best prospect in the Mariners system or the sixth best prospect in the Mariners system is going to be better than the comparable player in many other organizations because the Mariners have done a pretty good job of bringing talent and developing it in recent years. That's number one. That says that the Mariners system is as deep as they have suggested to us that it is. That's good news. Number two, they've got a very motivated GM and president who basically know that after being oh so close too often, that this is a year to go for it. And in a year in which other teams, including the Tigers, including the Red Sox, including the Cubs, were a little more incremental in the way they went about things, the Mariners got the guys that they believe, as Jerry DiPoto said last week, in his opinion, Suarez and Naylor were the two best bats that moved. Now, I do think that we're seeing a little different version of Josh in Seattle than we've seen with him in Arizona because, again, the ballpark's different. If he ends up being more of a singles-doubles guy who drives in runs, that's okay because the way that the Mariner lineup is situated right now, you've got Canzone batting seventh, and he's been one of the more productive players in the last month or so. So it's a longer lineup. You add an important arm to the bullpen who's already, I think, had some value for this team. And I would say the totality of it was the right addition at the right price at the right time for the right team. And for a lot of different reasons, I think the Mariners did a very good job at the deadline this year.
Hey, JP, when you look at the lineup and, it's pretty impressive. And I don't know if, over your career you've seen, just the addition of a couple of players. And it almost seems like you got more than two in the lineup because,
right.
You got Suarez and Naylor. And Naylor's got his own kind of special intensity. But, man, all of a sudden you look at it and when Cole Young or Jorge Polanco gets, a couple of hits, now all of a sudden, you're looking. When's the last time you saw a team? And I know that, like during Jerry's tenure, that he doesn't think he's had this kind of a lineup and just the effect that can have on the other hitters.
Well, you're right, and it's a tremendous point, Dave, that sometimes the right player added into a lineup changes the entire at-bat quality of the rest of the guys. And I remember I saw this when the Giants traded for Hunter Pence back in 2012, when they got Marco Scutaro as well. There are certain players who just change the dynamics of a team. And that was true for that team. It was also true, by the way, for the Kansas City Royals when they got Ben Zobrist 10 years ago. He changed that lineup. And it's a different at-bat quality. And especially when you've got Polanco batting sixth, it's something different than when Polanco's batting third, which was initially the way that they wanted to use him when they first acquired him before last season. Canzone, as we talked about J.P. Crawford. When Crawford's your eighth place hitter, and then Young bats ninth, and when they're on base, and certainly Young we've seen get a bit more comfortable at the major league level, it just lessens the pressure on them. It frees them up. And then once the top of the lineup gets going, a game like this with the Rosarena batting leadoff, Raleigh second, J-Rod third, and then Naylor fourth, those guys are all hitting at the moment. They also are stolen base threats. And you don't often see – I bet you a lot of Mariner fans, when they acquired Naylor, were probably a little surprised to see the man's got 17 stolen bases. He is a good base stealer, a smart base runner who, as you point out, brings a certain intensity. So, again, a Rosarena, 21 stolen bases. Raleigh, 12. J-Rod, 21. Naylor, 17. When the top of your lineup can hit the ball over the fence and can steal bases, it really catalyzes your team in a way that I think – bodes very well for success in the month of October.
You know, we saw Julio hit career home run number 100 over the weekend, and then the Mariners, sent out a notice with all these facts and things you didn't really know. And I didn't realize, first player in history to start his career with 4 consecutive seasons of 20-plus home runs, 20-plus stolen bases. I didn't realize that was. He's the only one, and it sort of kind of puts his career in perspective. We do a lot of complaining about what he's not doing, and he's not consistent, and he's not this. But overall, when you look at his career, is he somebody that you feel like has lived up to his potential, or he's still trying to find that?
I think he has, and I really appreciate the way you asked that question, Bob, because it is true that he has been inconsistent. It's also true that you could very easily see him becoming a Hall of Famer one day. This is what the start of a Hall of Fame career looks like. Let's be honest. To your point, no one's ever done this before. And if you compare what he has done to this point in his career to what, for example, Adrian Beltre did, not for nothing, at this point in Ichiro's Hall of Fame career, he had played 0 games in the major leagues at this age, right? So consider just where Julio is, how young he still is. His game isn't perfect. That's true. But I go back. I'm going to say this. If the Mariners end up winning the division, if they end up winning a couple rounds of the postseason, if they end up going to the World Series for the first time in franchise history, I'm going to go back to that game they lost in New York when Wu was pitching a no-hitter and they somehow lost it. And what a completely deflating game that was. And then they go to Detroit. They win the series in Detroit. Ever since that loss, in which J-Rod was 0 for 5, since that game, his OPS is 1,000. The Mariners are 12-8. And it seemed like the way they responded to that defeat has become the new true north of their year. And I'm just really impressed by that. I think that when a team and a player are tested at that level, I mean, that is a gut check moment of gut check moments. And they have been one of the better teams in the American League since then. And the biggest reason why, from where I sit, is that Julio Rodriguez is playing the way that we expect him to play. And that is, again, someone that this is very early times here. If this was a 4-quarter long football game, we're still like in the late stages of the first quarter, but this is what the first chapter of a Hall of Fame career can look like. And it's important to see that, even as you talk about the high standard that we hold him to, and we should. He's got a contract that says he should have a high standard. But it can also be true that the man's put together the first chapter of what could be a Hall of Fame career.
He is Jon Morosi with us each and every week. Jon, always a great conversation. We appreciate you, my friend. Have a great week, and we'll do it again next week.
Sounds great. This is going to be a lot of fun to watch this team play the next couple months and beyond. I promise that if they're in the playoffs, my friends, I'm going to find a way to get out there and see you guys this fall. That's going to happen.
We can't wait to see you. You're going to be here.
Sounds
Love
great.
it.
Looking forward to it. All
Thanks,
the best,
Jon.
guys. Thank you.
There you go, Jon Morosi, everybody. Love the conversation each and every week. Meanwhile, it should be one of the strongest position groups on the team, and we're going to talk to Jarran Reed about this D-line. He's going to join us next as we continue live from the Virginia Mason Athletic Center with Wyman and Bob, Seattle Sports on 710.
Seahawks training camp is underway.
That is music to the ears.
And nobody gives you more insider access than the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Coach McDonald sitting down with us right now. This thing on and ready for you.
Watch how the Seahawks roster comes together.
Seattle Sports training camp coverage is presented by the Landing in Renton.
Seahawks training camp on Seattle Sports on 710, the Seattle Sports app, and the Seattle Sports YouTube page.
Hey, it's Bob Stelton here. I want to tell you about one of the best decisions I've made in a long time, maybe the best ever, when I went to K2 Vision for RLE. That's Refractive Lens Exchange. Now, Dr. Kopstein started K2 Vision with Dr. King from King LASIK, the most experienced LASIK surgeon in the Northwest, by the way. King LASIK plus K2 Vision equals freedom vision for every stage of life. No glasses, no contacts, readers, or cataracts. Now, if you're somebody like me that you need a pair of readers in every room of the home, you need them in the car, you had to make sure if you went out to a restaurant, you brought them in with you, and if you didn't, you weren't going to be able to read the menu or the receipts. That's what I was dealing with, and maybe you struggle with distance vision. Whatever it is, K2 Vision RLE could be your perfect and, more importantly, permanent solution to spending your good active years not needing reading glasses. And the cherry on top, you'll never develop a cataract. Now, whether it's LASIK, EVO, ICL, or RLE, trust the most experienced team of doctors with all of the info, all of the data, all of the experience to recommend the very best procedure for you. Schedule your free Zoom consultation today. Just head to K2VisionRLE.com. K2 Vision RLE, no readers, glasses, contacts, or cataracts. Again, K2VisionRLE.com.
Crawl space and attics are not places you want to spend much time, but many homes in our area can have serious issues behind the hatches. Hi, it's the owner of Crawl Pros, Richard Herron. For years, you've heard us talking about how we go where you don't want to. With our free corner-to-corner inspection to keep your crawl space and attic well insulated and free of mold and water. You've also heard about the pest control division of our company to keep your home bug and critter free. I'm excited to tell you about our newest division, Plumber Pros. Plumber Pros takes the same customer-first approach to plumbing that we do with our crawl space, attic, and pest control work. We've hand-picked skilled plumbers that I know you'll feel comfortable inviting into your home. So next time you run into plumbing issues, from leaky faucets and clogged drains to full home repipes and sub pump installations, call Crawl Pros and we'll get our plumbing division, Plumber Pros, out to get it resolved. For anything related to your crawl space, attic, pest control, or plumbing, call Crawl Pros or visit us at crawlpros.com.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877 Cars for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877 Cars for Kids.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
It's back to school time again, and parents are pretty stressed out.
Can you blame us? The supply list, the sign-ups, the scheduling.
At least haircuts are easy at Great Clips.
It's true. With the Great Clips app, I checked him in before we left home, so we were in and out in no time.
I got a great haircut, and Mom got to check something off the to-do list. She really loves that.
Back to school can be a lot, but haircuts are easy at Great Clips. Download the app today.
Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
Bonneville International radio station contests are open to participants 18 years of age or older that are residents of Washington State unless otherwise specified. Employees or agents of the station, Bonneville International Corporation, other area radio stations, or any entity associated with the contests are not eligible to win unless the station otherwise specifies at its own discretion. Persons who have won in the last 60 days from a station contest or event may not be eligible. Full general contest rules are available on seattlesports.com or in person at the station during regular business hours.
The home of the Mariners.
Left off to center. It is on its way. Julio, 2-run home run.
Hear every pitch on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Change is always happening. It's part of life. And when it comes to music, change is all around us. Songs are rewritten. Classics are remixed. Bands and artists come and go. Even our taste in music changes. Here at Xfinity, we know there's still good in keeping some things the same. That's why we want to do our part with a 5-year price guarantee on our internet. It means no matter what changes, you get 5 years of the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment included for a price that stays exactly the same. Surprised? Life is full of them. One internet price, 5 years, guaranteed. Learn more at xfinity.com/deals. Restrictions apply. New residential customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024.
Did you hear? A recent stash of $10 gold Liberty coins from the 1800s has been found. These gorgeous gold coins are as bright and shiny as the day they were struck in the late 1800s, and less than 200 of these gold coins are available. Coin experts are calling this gold find an incredible opportunity. Call 1-800-917-4635, and you are guaranteed a $10 gold Liberty coin minted by the U.S. Mint in the 1800s. But with extremely limited availability, you must call now. These gold Liberty coins from the 1800s are still in uncirculated condition. That is history you can hold in your hand. To learn more, call 1-800-917-4635. Call now and you'll receive a free American Coin Collector's Bonus Package, a $40 value, free with every order. Call 1-800-917-4635 now to secure your $10 gold Liberty coins dated from the 1800s before they sell out. That's 1-800-917-4635.
Wyman and Bob.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
Weekdays 2 to 7.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
We continue live from the Virginia Mason Athletic Center. It's Wyman and Bob, Seattle Sports on 710. And, man, we owe this guy a beer. We owe him a sandwich. We owe him something. You talk about patience, man. This guy just sat through the longest commercial break ever and was just chilling. He even had him turn the music down in the gym for us. We're talking about the gentleman that is Jarran Reed. How are you, man?
Good. How y'all doing, man?
Really appreciate your patience.
Thank you for having me on the show.
You went above and beyond, so we definitely appreciate that. But how's everything gone for you to this point? I mean, it's amazing. We got preseason game number 1 coming up this week. Do you feel like you're ready, or do you feel like, all right, we still got some kinks to iron out here?
Oh, no, I feel like we're ready to go. As much as we practice, I think I said earlier today, 9 days, 8 practices? I think we're ready.
It's getting old already.
Yeah.
Hey, you got some veteran leadership on that D-line. I love that. I mean, that's the one spot where you got guys with double-digit careers, and love having that experience there. Tell us a little bit about DeMarcus Lawrence and what he brings, and you got Hank in there as well. Tell us how that group's going.
I think it's going good, and it's good to have D-Law in here, man. I think his mentality is the best thing that we missed over the few years. We had some good guys on the edges, but he just bring that tenacity, the old school type of football, smash mouth edge play, that I think we've been missing. I think, even guys like Mafe and Derek Hall, even though he's really physical, can definitely learn from just the way he plays, the way he attacks practice, and just his mentality throughout the day, period.
Yeah. We were talking about the defense last year and how by the end of the year, the second half of the season, this was the top 5 defense. And looking at it now, we're going, okay, there hasn't been a ton of change. They should hit the ground running. This should be a top 5, maybe top 10 to start the season. Is that a fair expectation, do you think?
Our expectations are high. I don't want to say, put us anywhere in a pedestal where, you know, it can come back and bite us in the ass. But I can tell you one thing, we're going to play our ass off. We're going to play hard. We communicate, and we know what we can be. And as long as we stay humble and just stay prepared and stay working hard and just respect the grind and go out there and respect just the play and everybody and our opponents and play up to our level, I think the sky's the limit for our defense.
Do you feel like coming back the second year in this defense that you got it more and you don't have to like think as much? And because somebody was saying that like you need a PhD to run this defense here, but McDonald's got a lot of rules, right?
Yes, the playbook is definitely large, and I think, you know, just for everybody from year 1 to year 2, everybody's playing way much faster just because, you know, we have more understanding of the plays, and everything like has a double call to it. You know, we play everything to everything literally and all type of personnel. So, you know, everybody is playing fast right now and free now, and especially in this defense. If you can play fast and free, whoo, man, that's scary.
Is this your 10th year?
Yes.
10th year, man.
Yeah.
That went quick.
Yeah.
I remember when you were drafted.
Oh, yeah. We was just watching some old plays earlier today, you know, from when I was younger. And I still watch it sometimes today. But, you know, year 10, I still feel young, even though I'm older than these guys. But, you know, I can still go. I got plenty left in the tank.
Is there anything you look at on those plays or anything you're going, I can't do that anymore? Or do you feel like I can do everything I did?
I can do everything.
Yeah.
I can do everything. That hasn't stopped yet, you know.
And now you're a lot smarter. 10 years under your belt.
The game has slowed down definitely a lot for me, man. I can see a lot of things way faster.
All right, now you can't repeat what you said in the press conference, but you were talking about Byron Murphy. We had him out here. You said that he's very strong.
Got to go with the PG version.
Very strong individual.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. Tell us about some of your other line mates there. Anybody that stood out, Byron.
I gotta say, Bohanna and Peely are definitely standing out to me right now. Those guys are grinding every day. You know, they came in late last year, and now they're getting a chance to really showcase their talents, you know, through training camp. And both of them are putting on pretty good shows here in training camp. Man, I'm really excited to see, you know, how this preseason going to go for these guys and, you know, see how they can come into the room and help us.
Are you a guy that will go to a young guy and say, hey, man, here's how we do this, that, or do you wait for them to come ask you questions? How do you handle that?
No, we have a standard that we want to uphold, so it does not mean that standard. I'm definitely going, you know, be the guy to say something. You can't sit back and wait. We all have respect for each other, so anybody can say anything to anybody. Nobody's above anybody on this team. So, you know, if it's something that I'm doing, you know, they could come and correct us. We do it every day in film, and then just translate out here to the field. You know, we're a brotherhood, so, you know, we're brothers. We can correct each other when we're wrong and, you know, congratulate each other when they're doing good.
Who was the guy that took you under his wing? Who was the vet, the old head, as you guys like to call him, that maybe showed you the way?
So I'm going to be honest with this first. I got a hard time from Mike and Cliff the first time, right?
Yeah.
But honestly, like my first time coming in, it was actually Jordan Hill.
Okay.
Who was really like kind of really helped me just get in the loop. Now that has nothing to say against Mike and those guys. Those are my guys, right? Those are my vets. They helped me all through the way. But when I first came in, you know, Jay Hill's a little bit more chill on the rook. You know, he just helped me a lot, man. I asked him a lot of questions because at that point in time we was playing the exact same position. And you know, kudos to him, man. That's my guy. I actually just talked to him a couple months ago. So, yeah, that was really one of the first guys who really helped me.
Yeah. Hey, what have you been able to notice about this offense that could cause other defenses difficulty when you play against this group?
I'm going to let them figure that out.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep that in my back pocket. It's good, though. It's real good. It's definitely tough to go against, but it's good for us to see.
Yeah. All right. You're not giving away any trade secrets. All right.
One thing we've been asking everybody is you know, Dave and I will look at, you know, the Vegas line. They give you over-under win totals for each team. Like, so it gives you an expectation of the national voice. And they look at the Seahawks, they say, well, the over-under is 7.5 games. We're going, that seems a little low. Last year was 6.5, I think, by the way. But do you guys pay any attention to national voices or what people say, Seahawks are going to be great, or this is a step back year, any of that?
You know, I don't pay attention to none of it because to me it's just all people's opinions, which everybody's entitled to their own opinion. You know, I'm just focused on what's going on inside this building and what we can go out there and do each and every day that in the games that we play. I don't really pay too much attention to the outside noise.
Jarran, I disagree with you. I don't think everybody is entitled to an opinion.
Well, I mean, true. I'm with you on that, but, everybody can say what they want to, whether good, bad.
Well, and you don't need national voices to get you pissed off, right? I mean, you go out there every day. It's a battle.
Pissed off.
He can do that on his own.
That's right.
Well, Jarran, it's always great to talk to you, man. We really appreciate the patience hanging out with us and wish you nothing but the best, man. Thanks so much.
Appreciate it.
There you go. Jarran Reed of your Seattle Seahawks spending a few minutes with us here and kind enough to wait around and wait through the commercial break for us. We're going to come back. There are important contract decisions to make for the Seahawks team in the 2022 draft class. We're going to break those down when we come back live from the Virginia Mason Athletic Center with Wyman and Bob, Seattle Sports on 710.
Blue 88, every day at 7:45 on Brock and Salk.
What are you hearing with these young Seahawks?
Yeah, the words I continue to hear, betting on themselves. They're betting on themselves because these college kids are coming into the league with millions, But if you're Kobe Bryant, are you going to say, hey, man, on this defense, I'm going to be a great player. I'm going to go to the market, and I'm going to have 31 other teams bidding for me rather than taking it now.
Blue 88 on Seattle Sports. Get the podcast on the Seattle Sports app.
Well, I'm here with my good buddy, Dr. Dan Nelson from Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine. And you've heard from Dr. Dan's patients over the years how a simple stem cell procedure has successfully conquered their pain. Well, folks, now it's my turn. After years of dealing with knee pain from all the football abuse, I can say my knee pain now is almost 100% gone. How'd you do it, Dr. Dan?
Well, Brock, personally, I'm very happy that you did so well. And your story is like so many of our other patients who come in, former athletes and non-athletes as well, who have come in with chronic knee pain, and they are looking for alternatives besides knee replacement surgery. And we're happy to provide this service. It's been truly a game changer for so many folks. It's just been a pleasure to be part of this.
Consider Dr. Nelson, the only doctor with over 30 years of experience in pain medicine techniques, including stem cell therapy. I was in and out with a couple of follow-ups. It's a non-surgical solution to pain using your own stem cells. Consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Daniel Nelson, MD at 425-823-4000 or visit DanielNelsonMD.com. That's DanielNelsonMD.com.
Roof now, pay later. No payments until 2027. 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for up to 24 months. Hi, Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors here. Since 1968, we've helped homeowners just like you get beautiful, durable roofs without breaking the bank. Book today and lock in summer pricing before it's too late. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com to schedule your free estimate. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
Need a break from everything? Escape to a place where anything is possible and the fun never stops. At Silver Reef Casino Resort, you'll discover world-class dining, championship caliber golf, and so much more. Come join the fun and see why we've been consistently rated one of the region's top destinations. Visit silverreefcasino.com to book your stay and discover all the exciting events and promotions we have in store for you. Silver Reef Casino Resort, located off I-5, exit 260.
Find out more at silverreefcasino.com.
Keeping your engines healthy means protecting them in season and out. Experts trust Stable to do that. And third-party testing confirms it. Stable is the industry leader in preventing fuel-related issues, no matter if you use it in your car, boat, or outdoor power equipment. In season or out, at every fill-up or when you store, start with Stable.
Progressive knows when you're on your boat, you're already on vacation. And Vacation You forgets all your worries. Vacation You doesn't even keep track of time and knows that time is a meaningless construct designed to control us, man. But Regular You knows you don't want to be too far out in the water after the sun goes down because Vacation You doesn't know how to navigate in the dark yet. Vacation You and Regular You really need to get on the same page. So bundle your boat with your home or auto policy and earn an automatic discount from Progressive. And spend the savings on the both of you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
When you own a business, it feels like everything's on you. Orders, deliveries, employees, on you. That's why Comcast Business is giving you a year of mobile on us with your internet service. Really? Yep. We'll cover your first line of mobile for 1 year. So calling customers, getting directions, texting Janine and shipping, on us. The broken coffee maker? That one's still on you, which means you'll save hundreds for your business and get the fastest mobile service with 5G cellular and Wi-Fi hotspots on us. But hurry, this deal won't last long. Get a mobile plan and free up the budget to maybe, I don't know, fix that coffee maker? Get mobile on us for 1 year. You guessed it, on us. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 9/22/25. Restrictions apply. New mobile customers only with internet standard service or above. Limited to value of 1 unlimited intra-line apply via 12 monthly internet bill credits. 1 discount per account. Fastest mobile based on mobile Wi-Fi and cellular data in service areas. Ookla Speed Test Intelligence 2H24.
Do you know how America became the best country on God's green earth? We made things, from automobiles to airplanes to textiles. We were the manufacturing epicenter of the world, the innovators that every other country turned to. I'm Katie Lyon, co-founder of Allegiance Flag Supply, and I'm here to tell you that the American spirit is alive and well at Allegiance, where we make American flags 100% in America. When you fly your American flag from Allegiance Flag Supply, you're not just honoring our country, you're supporting American men and women who proudly make the highest quality American flags, period. True patriots who put care into every stitch. See our full story at showallegiance.com and learn about our 100% American-based supply chain. Fly your flag from showallegiance.com with pride, because every flag says manufacturing is still alive and well in the U.S. and we are still the greatest country. Save $35 on your American flag set when you go to showallegiance.com.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
Well, the Mariners get back to it after a well-deserved day off. They begin their 3-game series with the Chicago White Sox, who are in town. They'll send Brian Wu to the hill as the Mariners looking to capitalize on the struggling Houston Astros, who did pick up a win yesterday, but just a 3-game lead in the AL West. The Mariners currently are tied for the second wild card spot with the New York Yankees. So we'll keep an eye on that. You can catch it all right here starting at 5:30 with the pregame show. 6:40 first pitch, Seattle Sports on 710. Meanwhile, in the world of the NFL, Teddy Bridgewater passes his physical and he is signed with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Spent a moment with the Detroit Lions through one pass, but he is back in business with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as a backup.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time.
This hour is serviced by the Lee Johnson Auto family.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Wyman and Bob.
On Seattle Sports.
Streaming live on the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Dave Wyman and Bob Stelton.
It's all over for today. Training camp has wrapped up for this afternoon as the Seahawks continue their preparation for preseason game number 1, which will be happening this Thursday when the Las Vegas Raiders come to town. So the preparation continues. Our thanks to Jarran Reed, who joined us in the previous segment. If you guys are just tuning in and missed that conversation, it will be available on the podcast page after the show at seattlesports.com. Meanwhile, again, if you just joined us, we had Jeff Schaffer on, a writer from Seinfeld, who will be in the booth with Dave Wyman, Steve Rabel on Thursday. Jon Morosi was on with us, and Jarran Reed. We got El Hombre coming up. We had Dave Krieg and Curt Warner.
Yeah.
We got through that unscathed with Dave Krieg.
Yeah,
most part.
No dump button. Yeah, that was good. No, it was good to see Dave. Yeah, we give each other a hard time, but every once in a while he's like, "Oh, let's be serious here for a second."
Let's say something nice about each other.
Yeah, how about that?
Yeah, but, it's nice to see sincere Dave come out sometimes.
He was a great teammate. He really was, and I think he kind of took me under his wing a little bit, like off the field stuff. And he was also a guy, what a great leader, because, it wasn't just, when I went to Denver, I tried to get everybody kind of together because I learned that from Dave Krieg, but it was kind of like, the younger guys went one way, and with Jacob Green, I think Jacob Green and Dave Krieg were the ones that brought everybody together. So when we go out to have a beer afterwards, whether it's practice or a game or whatever, it was like offensive linemen, defensive linemen, DBs. I mean, the whole group was included, and married guys, single guys, whatever. So, yeah, Dave was a great leader in that, from that standpoint. And I think, honestly, we won games because of that.
Yeah, he's a pretty tenacious player. Whether he's the most skilled or not is a different story. But I mean, a long career. Long career, and one of the greatest to ever wear a Seahawks uniform. So always fun to talk to him and get some perspective from him. And it's funny to think that you were babysitting his little child who bit you in the stomach, and that is now a 36-year-old firefighter.
Mikey was always a problem.
He's a biter. Yeah. Meanwhile, I was looking at this last night, taking a look at the 2022 draft class and those that'll be coming up on contract years this season. And, just kind of looking at it going, all right, it's Boye Mafe, it's Ken Walker, it's Abe Lucas, it's Reek Woolen, and Kobe Bryant. All of those guys, they're all in contract years. Is there 1, 2, 3, all of them maybe, that you're most confident in them having a season that tells John Schneider and Mike McDonald, we need to bring this guy back?
If you had to pick one?
Well, I don't know. Maybe you got 2 or 3. Maybe you think all of them. I don't know. Which do you think are most likely the ones that you've got the most faith that this guy's going to shine, or these guys are going to shine, and the Seahawks are going to be put in a position where we need to bring those guys back, or that guy?
Yeah, I think Abe Lucas. Absolutely. I mean, now that we've kind of ditched the talk about his concerns physically, and once, like I said before, I think he's the most spectacular player on the offensive line, just because of the instincts that he has. And, I talk about him like anchoring, like just dropping his weight. Like it's so natural for him. Mm-hmm. He really is just a naturally good offensive lineman. And, and he's also a hustler, man. I mean, you look at him, he's a guy that goes and looks for work after he gets his block. So, and he's incredibly talented physically.
He looks for work. I like that.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, he'll get his block and then go downfield and take out a DB. I mean, that's the kind of sort of motor that he plays with. But yeah, and he's a very serious guy and serious about what he's doing. And now that he's kind of shed that moniker of being the guy that's always hurt, I think the sky's the limit for him. So if you had to pick one, I mean, and I guess, 1 and 1A would probably, be Mafe, Boye Mafe. I think he's incredibly talented, and, just look at, he learns every single practice. He gets better, and every single game he gets better. So I think those two guys probably, and I wouldn't, the reason why not Walker or Woolen. Woolen, I mean, he's got to ask some questions to answer, this preseason. So I think for him, the one I'm not really, and then I'm sorry to finish the thought, then also if you look at K9, I mean, I think it's just because of the running back position. I don't expect more than 13 or 14 games out of running backs anymore. Yeah. They just get punished. So, and we haven't really seen that much of him, and I'm not sure if we're going to see it until game 1, but he looks different. He looks like he's more explosive, but yeah. And then, Kobe Bryant is kind of a mystery. I mean, I think if you listen, and that's the thing I've noticed listening to sound and all of these interviews, a lot of people talk about Kobe Bryant and the value that he's had. And I think because he went from corner to kind of playing nickel and now he's playing safety. I mean, the fact that he can do all of those things is very valuable. But, it's almost like, yeah, I'd like to see him in one position for an entire season. Yeah. And, just see if he can really, fine tune his, and Mike loves having good safeties. I mean, that defense benefits safeties and interior defensive linemen, inside backers. So, yeah, I think the middle of the field is really important. And Kobe Bryant's really been playing very well. I mean, he was the Jim Thorpe Award winner. Best defensive back in college football.
Yeah,
so
played with sauce.
Yeah, and he can do everything. So I think he kind of gets overlooked a little bit, but yeah, I'd like to see him go out and have a really good career type of season this year. But as far as extending him, I don't know. I mean, I think it's still a little bit of a mystery, especially when you bring in a guy like Eamon Worry and how high they are on him. But yeah, I mean, to me, I think probably Abe Lucas. I don't know how you feel about it, but he seems like the one that's the most solid that I would probably, if you said you can extend one of them, it would be him.
Yeah, and he's the only one. My only hesitation with him is not who he is as a player. It's just who he is as a guy who's available. That to me is what needs to be proven this year. It's not, can he play O-line? You already know what he is talent-wise. Where is he availability-wise? Yeah. And if it's another year that gets disrupted with injury and he misses I don't know, 5-6 games, then I think you've got to consider, yeah, he's a great player when he's there, but we need somebody we can count on.
Yeah.
Somebody that can, post 16, 17 games, and unfortunately that hasn't been him to this point. So that's the only concern. It's not about how does he fit or does he have the ability. That's all been answered. It's just availability with him. But we talked to Rick Woolen about, the fact that he is entering a contract year and asked him, just basically how he feels going into a season like this.
Honestly, my mindset is still the same. I mean, there's no difference. All you're doing is playing football. That's all it really is playing football, and all the other stuff will take care of itself. I just thank God to be able to be in a position where I put myself in to be able to be considered for extension or be able to consider, to be as a high-rated player in a contract year. So just being able to, soak it all in because, Judgment Day is coming, and it's a realistic thing. But I really ain't tripping too much. My biggest thing was to, give everything I got this season for my teammates and for the 12s, because there is a chance or I may or may not be here. So other than that, I'm being where my feet at. I love this team. I love this city. I love this organization, everybody here. And they the team that drafted me and gave me a chance to be able to be in a position I am right now. So I'm not really focused too much on the contract stuff. I know it'll come. I just got to continue being Tariq Woolen.
What a great answer. What a great answer.
He's got the absolute perfect mindset for it. I mean, he does not seem concerned. He's like, what do you say? I want to be where my feet are at.
Yeah.
And he's just focused on playing, and Judgment Day's coming.
I love that too.
But
he understands it. He gets it.
And he just seems like he's at peace with, like, look, man, I'm going to go out there. It's just football. I'm going to play football. And, hopefully it's here. Maybe it's somewhere. It sounds like he's obviously in touch with the idea that, hey, potentially you could be playing somewhere else. We don't know how this shakes out, but he does not seem overly concerned or obsessed with it. It's not driving him.
Yeah, I think that's most players. I really do. I mean, that's how I was. I mean, your contract will take care of itself. What you want to do is go out and play your best football, the best football that you possibly can play. And that, sounds like he understands that. He fully understands that. So, yeah, I just don't ever remember thinking, oh, this is my contract year. It was always like, I want to have this kind of year. Yeah. I want to make plays. I want to make sure I have, don't have a lot of errors mentally. And I want to make sure I'm, going full speed every single play. I mean, those are the kinds of things that get you paid.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know that it's any more pressure or anything like that than it normally is. I mean, you want to go out there, they're always trying to replace you, and you realize that. I remember the first draft. I mean, obviously I was very excited about being drafted by the Seahawks, but then every year after that, I was like, they're trying to get younger, cheaper guys in here to do your job.
You always thought you were on the verge of being cut.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't as extreme as Joe Nash. I mean, Joe Nash is a Pro Bowler, a guy on the top 50 as far as Seahawk players of all time. And he was like, oh, man, I'm going to get cut. I know I am. They drafted this guy and they drafted that guy. I'm like, Joe, what are you talking about, man? You're playing your ass off.
You're established.
I think Joe blocked like 9 kicks in his career, whether they were extra points or field goals. And, yeah, I mean, he was always just as solid as could possibly be. But, I think that's the right mindset, I guess, to have. But Joe kind of took it to an extreme. I love him for that.
Yeah. One more from Rick Woolen from our conversation. You'll be able to find that on the podcast page if you missed that conversation. But he talked about he is laid back. He does have a very even keel, calm demeanor. And he said sometimes that gets perceived as not caring or maybe lazy.
Honestly, I'm a chill guy. I'm a laid-back guy. Some people may mistake that as lazy or not caring, but I'm a just laid-back guy. I'm always happy. I'm not one of those guys that talk too much. People really don't even talk trash to me, and if they do, it'd be kind of crazy because it's like I haven't said nothing to you, but a lot of people know that I'm a great player, so they really don't talk trash anyway. For me, I just go out there and play the game. Some people may talk something to me, but I may laugh or I may say something, but I'm not like just a talkative person. I just like to, stay clear-headed and just play my game,
He's just even-keeled, man. I love that. They know I'm a great player. It'd be kind of crazy if they talked to me. I haven't said anything to you.
I didn't say anything to you. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I'm glad he brings up that could get confused with laziness. It's not lazy at all. It's just that I think sometimes his focus strays a little bit. But yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of different personalities out on the field. I remember they were playing against Steve Wisniewski, and it always stood out to me that he would never swear. Like he would always talk crap, but
He's like Phillip Rivers.
Yeah, and when it came to him, like I would call him every name in the book, and he would say something like, well, that's what you think, or something stupid like that. I'm like,
I know you are, but what am I?
Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, everybody's different, and yeah, you don't want a guy that's like too high strung, and he's certainly not. He's very laid back, and that's just his style. But yeah, when you see him play, I mean, he plays with an urgency.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting year. Are there, before we move on, are any of those guys on that list that you look at and go, I wish they'd get out in front of it and get this guy locked into an extension right now?
Yeah, I mean, Lucas, I think, is, and I don't know how they feel about Bryant.
See, I'm okay with them waiting on Lucas. Like I said, I'm waiting to see, can he get through a season?
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with that, but yeah, go ahead.
No, I think now that we've kind of resolved what the problem is. I mean, he had his surgery, and I think he's going to be fine. But yeah, I think that's just such a premium position too, trying to get offensive linemen, especially on this team.
Yeah.
And you actually absolutely hit a home run with him, drafting him, and then so now, yeah, get him locked up.
All right, taking a look around the rest of the NFL training camp wise, the Browns have signed a 5th quarterback. They've got everybody's dinged up except the oldest guy, Joe Flacco, on that team. Shedeur Sanders and everybody in there is dealing with some sort of ailment. Kenny Pickett, they're all being held out for different reasons, and I think Shedeur just getting back to practice. A couple guys with hamstrings, but they signed Tyler Huntley, so they now have 5 quarterbacks in camp. And I don't know that you could point at any one of them and go, "That's our guy."
Yeah,
that's the guy.
That's good. Can you believe Joe Flacco?
Yeah, he's the one guy not hurt, the old man.
Yeah, it's going to be his 18th year in the league. It's incredible the job that he's done. And if you look at his his career numbers, I mean, he started off obviously with Baltimore, but he was 11-5, 12-4, 12-4, 10-6. I mean, he's been a very successful quarterback, and 62% completion percentage for his career. But I mean, having a guy like that you just know you can rely on, yeah, it's pretty amazing. And aren't you glad we're not in that position?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it just, if you're a Browns fan, or you're just looking at, and you still have Deshaun Watson technically there, and he's not going to play because he blew out that Achilles, but. I just love the story. It says they've got Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, Dylan Gabriel, Shedeur Sanders. However, all but Flacco have recently been sidelined because of injuries. Pickett hasn't practiced fully since injuring a hamstring on July 26th. Gabriel limited because of a hamstring issue, tightness he had. Sanders was held out of team drills on Saturday because of arm soreness, but returned to full participation on Monday. So they bring in Tyler Huntley to, I guess, throw the ball around a bit until everybody can get healthy. But who are you going with there? Who's your guy?
Yeah, I mean, right now, if you had to pick one, I guess if I was there, I'd say Joe Flacco.
Yeah, just what an amazing situation they're in right there. That's unbelievable. And it's kind of been their history, right? We've talked about the Bears and the Browns and the history of their quarterbacks and looking for that franchise quarterback. And the amount of draft capital they've spent trying to find them, whether you're the Browns and you went with Johnny Manziel, or you went with Tim Couch, or you went with Brandon Whedon, or whoever else. I know I'm missing 8 million other quarterbacks that they've gone through, but they've spent a lot of top picks on quarterbacks that they haven't had a franchise guy since, Bernie Kosar?
Yeah, probably. I'm trying to think. I mean, yeah, the Bears one, I mean, I haven't looked at the numbers for quarterbacks all time in Cleveland, but the Bears one is really remarkable as well. But, yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's different people, different coaches, different, personnel and scouts and all that. I mean, I don't know why that is. Maybe it's just a coincidence, but it looks like, every other team's been able to find a quarterback at some point during their history.
Yeah, it's been, and we'll see if the Bears have found their guy. We'll see year 2 what that looks like out there. But yeah, just if you're a fan of either of those teams, I mean, Bears got to the Super Bowl with Rex Grossman as their quarterback. Wow. So it's amazing. It's amazing the struggles they've had finding that guy. Meanwhile, we talked about this earlier. The Rams signed their running back Kyren Williams to a 3-year, $33 million extension, $23 million guaranteed. You talked about, $11 million a year. That doesn't really blow your skirt up. But these days, getting that guaranteed money for a running back, it's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, no question.
It's not Saquon money, but it's
right.
He's going to be, if he manages that money well, he should be fine the rest of his life. Really fine.
Right. Yeah, and Kyren Williams was a guy that, because you look at K9, and it's kind of like he hasn't had his best year yet. I mean, since his rookie year, that's his best as far as production goes. And Kyren Williams has, a career. He started off just with, playing here and there, 139 yards his rookie year, but then he got 1144 and 1299, and that was playing in 16 games. So, yeah, I mean, like you said, it doesn't. The guarantee is the surprising thing, right?
Yeah.
That at that position, just because, I mean, they just get pummeled. I always talk about the, as far as running backs go, that few times that I had my hands on the ball, you realize everybody wants to kill you.
And I don't like this position.
Yeah, but I mean, you look at running backs, they start in the box, and everybody's trying to hunt them down, and you can understand why there's with all the athletes on defense, why there are so many injuries at running back.
Yeah, that's got to be brutal to stay healthy. And then the last thing before we hit the break here. Hard Knocks starts tonight, the Bills. Are you going to watch it?
Yeah, I think so. I think it'll be interesting just to see what some of the personalities are. I don't know that much about the Bills.
Yeah.
Play them, every 4th year or whatever. So, yeah, that'll be interesting. That show, they always do a good job with it.
They do a great
The production, job. Everything is always amazing.
Yeah, you just get invested in what it's a team you look at like the Bills and go, I don't really know. I know Josh Allen. I know they had Stephon Diggs. I know they had this guy, that guy, whatever at one point, but what do you know? And then by the end of it, you're just invested in the stories of the guy who's at the back of the roster, who needs that final preseason game, and he needs to shine in that game to hopefully get his chance. And yeah, they've mastered that show.
Yeah,
every team is interesting,
and they also always find kind of who the characters are.
Yeah,
and sitting here with Jay Reed, I mean, I think he's one of those guys, Jarran Reed, and that defensive line group in there, and they kind of sniff that out, right? They figure out, okay, who are the guys on this team that are comedians and keep everybody light, and leaders and things like that. And
what was
find them?
What was the Carcucci plate? Is that what he called it?
Carcucci.
Is that what he said?
It's charcuterie.
It's
and
charcuterie.
He called it Carcucci.
Is that what he said?
Yeah. That was a young man, and his last name was Smart. I can't remember his first name.
So good.
Yeah, I mean, you get all that kind of stuff. And, there's lots of characters at D-line,
Yeah.
You notice that? They're kind of crazy.
Oh, it's good stuff. All right, coming up, she will be on the Seahawks preseason TV call again this year, Kate Scott, who does a great job on the call. She's going to join us next as we continue live from the Virginia Mason Athletics Center. It's Wyman and Bob, Seattle Sports on 710.
As the calendar flips to August, it's all about the push to the playoffs.
Goodbye, baseball, walk it off. J.P. Crawford with a walk-off 2-run home run.
Tonight, Mariners, White Sox.
First pitch at 6:40. Pregame at 5:30.
Every pitch of every game is on Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports app. The home of the Mariners.
It's beautiful outside. We're sitting out here at the Virginia Mason Athletic Center enjoying this weather. This is great training camp weather, baseball weather. This is motorcycle weather, and I love this time of year. I rode the bike out here as I have every day we've been out here, but I do know riding a motorcycle, you're coming along with a little more risk than you otherwise would in a car, and a lot of you riders out there may have been injured in a motorcycle crash at one point, and if that's true for you, here's what you don't do. Don't settle for a firm that says they're motorcycle lawyers. You got to trust the ones who actually actually live it, and that's Law Tigers. They've been a part of the writing community for nearly 25 years nationwide, and you can count on them being there 24/7, 365 days a year, because writers deserve real support when they need it. Now, Law Tigers is the resource writers can turn to when they are in need. They're going to help you get your bike repaired or replaced. Same is true for your gear. And you see them everywhere. You see them out at all the events. All the clubs are out there. All the shops having events. They're out there supporting them all. You see the tents and the vans. So they're a part of this community, and they're always there by your side. And on top of that, your case evaluation, always free. There are no fees until your case settles. They don't get paid until you get paid. You never ride alone with the Law Tigers. Washington's motorcycle lawyers, Jimmy Cook, 539 Broadway, Unit 104, Tacoma, Washington, 98402.
Hey, it's Mike Salk here, and we've been talking about this. Luxury awaits at Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. You can book now for an unforgettable summer experience because the hotel opens up August 8th. Bookings are open at snocasino.com starting on August 8th. The expanded non-gaming floor, the destination spa, the big new entertainment space and convention center, new restaurants as well. They're combining effortless style with the utmost in relaxation. Go to snocasino.com for details. Seattle's closest, now Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel.
Beat rising costs at Lake Washington Windows and Doors. For a limited time, get a 20% inflation discount and enjoy easy 18-month free financing with 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest. Details at lakewashingtonwindows.com.
It's Jet City Harley's sign and ride event. No cash down needed. Rates as low as 1.49% APR on select Harleys. Put no cash down, sign, and ride away on your new Harley from Jet City Harley. Save thousands on interest at Jet City Harley Davidson. Under credit on new 2024 Lowrider ST, Lowrider S, or Rogue Lite 3 models. See dealer for details.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, because you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Need assistance with door and window projects? The Home Depot can help. From inspiration and materials to ordering and installation, our free Millwork virtual apron service can get you moving and doing. Plus, we speak Spanish too. Our associates can help you tackle complex jobs without you leaving the job site, saving you time and money. Call us at 1-833-HD-APRON or visit homedepot.com/MVA. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
Need a new roof, a deck, siding, windows? Get up to $3,000 off any new installation. Hi, it's Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. Home projects can add up fast, but we're here to help you save big. Book now and lock in up to $3,000 off in savings. That's $3,000 off any new installation. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com to schedule your free estimate today. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
The home of the Mariners.
One hopper snared at short. Not a quick hop by J.P. Crawford. That guy's a magician over there at shortstop.
Seattle Sports.
Download the Seattle Sports app.
Eric Johnson here. I spent the past 30 years working to help make our community better informed, better protected when it comes to consumer issues, and better equipped to take on whatever life throws at us. That's why I love the free Washington Accident book series from Davis Law Group. These books keep us better informed about the law, better able to protect ourselves on and off the road, and better off when all is said and done after an accident. Chris Davis didn't have to write these books. He did it because he saw a need. People who were in accidents or other legal situations didn't know what to do, what pictures to take, documents to request. Only a tiny fraction of the people who get these free books will ever become clients of Davis Law Group, but that's not the point. Chris wrote them because it was the right thing to do. The free Washington Accident book series is a must-have for drivers who want to be prepared for whatever the road might throw at them. Get yours at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
Well, I'm here with my good buddy, Dr. Dan Nelson from Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine. And you've heard from Dr. Dan's patients over the years how a simple stem cell procedure has successfully conquered their pain. Well, folks, now it's my turn. After years of dealing with knee pain from all the football abuse, I can say my knee pain now is almost 100% gone. How'd you do it, Dr. Dan?
Well, Brock, personally, I'm very happy that you did so well. And your story is like so many of our other patients who come in, former athletes and non-athletes as well, who have come in with chronic knee pain, and they are looking for alternatives besides knee replacement surgery. And we're happy to provide this service. It's been truly a game changer for so many folks. It's just been a pleasure to be part of this.
Consider Dr. Nelson, the only doctor with over 30 years of experience in pain medicine techniques, including stem cell therapy. I was in and out with a couple of follow-ups. It's a non-surgical solution to pain using your own stem cells. Consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Daniel Nelson, MD at 425-823-4000 or visit danielnelsonmd.com. That's danielnelsonmd.com.
This hour is serviced by the Lee Johnson Auto family.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Wyman and Bob.
Weekdays, 2 to 7.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
You got to wait for the there. Welcome back to Wyman and Bob. It's Dave Wyman, and Bob will be with us here in a moment.
Bob's checked out. Bob's done.
We got yeah, that's right.
He saw I was coming on, and he said, I quit.
Well, this is how careers are made. I might be the lead host. Everybody knows I don't want to do that.
Okay.
I like Bob. Bob does a really good job,
yeah, it's
Kate.
Nice to have an A chair like that, right?
Yep. Kate Scott is with us, and you're going to be calling the games this preseason.
Yep,
and
apologies to everyone. Yep.
No, you do a great job, man. I always love having you here, and you know, it's another year, and a lot has changed since last year, right?
So much has changed. Oh, look who showed up for work today.
Yeah, Bob is having some frustrations with, it's kind of an old man thing. You know, we have frustrations with technology.
God. Ready to break this damn thing.
Old women have frustrations too. Okay. It's not just a guy thing. I think it's just an old thing.
That's good to hear.
I think it's their internet here, but somehow it's only affected my computer. I don't know.
No, I was having trouble earlier too.
I can't get logged back on. It's yeah. And this is new too. This is upsetting me. I'm sorry.
All right, Bob.
I'm sure we're having a wonderful conversation.
We were talking about nothing.
And then I went in there and got a little aggressive with the hand washing. I splashed water. It's all going downhill, Kate.
You just want to actually leave, Bob. Dave and I were actually having a good conversation.
No, I was bugging the daylights out of Lefko to get you on the show. I'm like, get Kate over here. And he's like, all right, relax, all right.
I was distracted by the dogs, and then Dave and I were talking dogs.
Yeah,
they multiplied. There's 2 this year.
It's amazing.
Yeah,
there should be 4.
I love dogs. So we can talk football too if you guys want.
That'd be great. Yeah. Let's do that.
Yeah. How much do you look forward to doing this? Because you do basketball.
Yeah. So I live in Philly now, and I call Philadelphia 76ers basketball. So the full 82. It's a grind from late September all the way through, hopefully, May or June, but this year, April.
So do you look forward to, I get to talk football now. I get to watch football and do that?
It's so different. It's the people who play the sport are different. Just everything about it. And I love the variety. I covered soccer as well. So it's it's different worlds that I'm lucky enough to get to pop into throughout the year, and it keeps me fresh for the next sport, and it's always good to see you guys too.
Well, that's the best part.
Because I mean,
the bonus. Yeah.
Dave, Bob, number 1, Seahawks, and everything else in Seattle too.
Yeah.
But no, you guys know you're really lucky with everybody you have here in Seattle. So it's great to be back.
Is there a sport that you've like for me? I wasn't much of a baseball guy until like 15 years ago when I started doing this, and I love baseball.
Yeah.
And is there a sport that you've got a finer appreciation for because you're calling it?
Ooh, that's a good question. Probably this one. Probably football.
Football.
Yeah, because I mean, I wanted to play when I was younger, but my parents smartly wouldn't let me.
Yeah.
I wanted to kick for my high school team because I was a soccer player, and they said, yeah, that's not going to happen. But this is, I think, announcing is as close as you can get when you're not on a team. And I always wanted to be closer to this sport, so it's pretty cool getting to be here.
Yeah. You think you're good from 35, 40? Could you go out there? What do you think? Where's your range?
Back in the day, ooh, that's a good question. Maybe 30.
Yeah.
Maybe 30 on a good day. I took all the free kicks and the corners and the directs and everything when I played soccer back in the day, and I had a good left foot.
Okay.
So I had some fun. I made a 25.
Left-footed kicker.
Yeah, I made a 25-yarder back in high school, and that was having never practiced before. So
you got 35, 40 in you, I think.
Yeah, 45, 50. If I'm out there with Jason, if he shows me the ropes, probably.
Right. So what are your? I know you haven't been in town a ton. You haven't had a chance to watch a ton of what's going on out here. But anything stand out to you so far, or what are you looking forward to seeing most that you're a little curious about?
Yeah. Well, I think we saw after the bye last week that this defense has the potential to be great. But you guys know the thing about calling preseason is you can't get too excited about the things you're going to see in the regular season because you probably won't see them in the preseason. But, I mean, I was hearing about these guys before I even got here, Nicky Manwari and Jalen Milroe, a couple of rookies that everybody who's an NFL fan is excited to see. And now that I've gotten to see them for 3 practices, I understand the excitement.
Yeah.
I really get it. The fact that, I mean, we probably won't see that much Jalen this season.
Right.
But we should get to see a decent amount of him in the preseason, so that's going to be really fun. And it sounds like we could see Nick in both the preseason and the regular season. So
yeah, it's funny. After the draft this year, it was like a complaint-free draft.
It's a weird time.
Everybody.
What did you guys do?
We didn't know what to do.
I know.
So it was a good draft, guys. I guess we'll talk baseball.
We're used to fielding complaints and saying, no, let's not rush to judgment here. But everybody was like, they nailed it.
Yeah.
They crushed it. And the national media felt the same way.
Yeah.
All the grades you saw, they were getting A's, A-, and it was a different draft period.
Was it the same for you guys? Did you fall in that satisfied with how it went category?
Yeah, definitely. I think we both were in agreement. We loved it.
I think the only little nitpicky thing was that Gray Zabel's from, a smaller school and maybe the competition or whatever. But then, they ended up playing some good teams during the year. And then, they seem to address, because a lot of times it doesn't line up as far as what the needs are versus who John's going to draft, because he's going after the best players that he believes, So anyway, that part of it makes it really cool. And then I think the other thing, Kate, is that, you've got a good blend of some of the older guys, especially on the D-line. We were just talking to Jarran Reed and DeMarcus Lawrence and, Hankins.
Yeah,
I mean, those are some...
Leo.
Yeah, Leonard Williams. So, I mean, that's the one group that really is like a veteran group, but everybody else pretty young as far as the room that they're in.
Well, and I love, before I get here, I read and watch everything, right? So I'm watching the interviews you guys do, and I'm reading all the beat reporters, and I just love hearing from the young guys how willing to help the veterans are here. And you guys know, you played, Dave. Yeah. That's not, regardless of sport, that is not always the case. There is plenty of veterans who think, listen, I had to do the work I had to do to get here. You better figure it out.
Right.
But the fact that it is not that way on either side of the ball, and I'm really intrigued by the mix of veterans and youngsters on the offensive side of the football as well. Because if you're willing to share that knowledge and experience, and the fact that even some of the offensive guys, the young offensive linemen, Gray, right, saying, man, it's great going up against these veteran defensive linemen who are then stopping what they're doing after a play and running me through. Right. Okay, you got to be, if I use this move on this down, you better be ready for me to counter with this move on the next down. So, I mean, I feel like that stuff is priceless.
How much do you like working with Michael Bennett, Cliff Averill, Mike Robb?
Oh, man. It's...
Are you ever worried about Bennett? Like, is he going to curse? Or
First year I was not sure what I was getting into. But now, I mean, last year when we were in Tennessee, the four of us went out and had a great, 3-hour dinner. And I think those are just, you guys know, those are so helpful. They didn't know me that well. And once you just kind of get to break bread and really get to hang out with each other and they know where you're coming from, I think after that they all felt completely comfortable and knew that I was just going to continue to set them up for success. That's the role of a play-by-play announcer.
Right.
Set up your analysts, put the ball on the tee, and let them knock it out of the park. And the personalities are great. The fact that Mike Robb is working as an intern with the scouting department this year for the Seahawks, he's going to have more insider knowledge, whatever he can share with us on the broadcast.
Right. Yeah.
But, preseason is supposed to be fun because the games can be extremely boring. Yeah. So that's why the Seahawks put us together, because we all love those three, right? So I'm just kind of trying to move things along, get us in and out of break, be able to identify guys that maybe some casual Seahawks fans don't know because they may never actually play an NFL regular season game, but they're going to play a couple weeks for us here in the preseason.
Michael Bennett, I never know what he's going to do or what he's going to say. And it's
I don't think she does either.
Either do I, Dave. Either do I.
Some of those, like one of the production meetings last year, and I won't mention what the topic was, but it just entirely came unhinged because of something that he asked or he was laughing at or whatever.
Yeah.
And so
I remember that. Yeah.
I mean, that's got to be one of your goals is to just bring out that Mike Bennett, right?
That's what we want, right? I mean, Seahawks fans love those guys.
Yeah.
They brought the lone Super Bowl so far here to Seattle.
Yeah,
so I don't want to hear from me. I want to hear from those guys as much as possible. And then if I have to call something real quick or get us to break, that's when I'll pop in.
Yeah. Is there a sport you haven't called yet you'd like to? Like just even a one-off? Like, man, I'd love to call a baseball game. I'd love to call the MMA event. I don't know.
Gosh, maybe wrestling.
Really?
Like WWE.
Oh,
Not actual wrestling.
Yeah.
I mean, I do love that sport. That was actually one of the first sports, like high school wrestling, that I got to cover as a print reporter way back in the day. And I knew nothing.
High school wrestling?
And I knew nothing about it. My friends wrestled, but I didn't really understand the intricacies of wrestling. And then I fell in love with it once I got to cover it. It is a niche sport. But no, I think I'm so lucky to have covered so much. And a lot of people have asked me about baseball. And I love baseball, but I say no because you guys know, once you start doing this, it does become a job. So, like, I went to a Phillies game a couple of weeks ago, and it was so fun to just go be a fan and not have to look at it from a broadcaster perspective and not have to keep track of things for tomorrow's broadcast.
Did you find yourself, like, calling the game, though, and in your head you're going, this is how I would do that.
Here comes Schwarber with the 0-2.
Look at you guys. It was a night he hit a grand slam. It was awesome. I probably would have been doing that if the Yinglings weren't flowing as freely as they were that night. So there was that's like our Manny's Pale Ale back in Philly. So
what is it? Yingling?
Yingling. Yeah, it looks like Yuengling. It's Yueng. You've probably seen it, but you know. It's just the go-to in Philly.
Are you from Philly? Is that where you?
I am not. No, I'm a California girl through and through.
Okay.
So.
I don't know if you were hip to all we have Michael Bradley who comes on with us every week, and he always schools us on how they say things out there. With
like water,
or just hair needs cut. They don't call it a rubber band. What do you say? A gum band or something like that? Or
yeah.
All these
they're weirdos back there.
Yeah.
And they have accepted me into their family.
That's good.
Some of them.
Yeah, that's good. That's a tough town.
It is.
They don't accept people all willy-nilly. You got to earn that respect.
No, exactly. But I love a challenge, and it's a challenge here every preseason too. So.
Well, good to have you back. You do a great job on the broadcast. So really cool to get a chance to catch up with you again. Look forward to hearing you on Thursday.
Thanks for having me. Yeah, it should be a fun preseason. Raiders, Chiefs, back to Green Bay.
Yeah.
Spotted Cows on me, Dave.
It's going to be fun.
Spotted Cow on me. Thanks for
go.
having me.
There you go. Tate Scott. She's going to be on the call this Thursday.
Spotted
the Raiders
Cow.
and the Seahawks. Our coverage of Seahawks training camp is brought to you by The Landing in Renton. Coming up, Shedeur Sanders doesn't want his dad around training camp, and we're going to hear why when we sweep the dial. That is coming up with Wyman and Bob. This is Seattle Sports on 710.
He's the best catcher in baseball.
Pitch the Cow, swing and a drive.
And he's on Seattle Sports, Thursday afternoons all season long. It's the Honey Bucket Cal Raleigh Show.
Presented by the Puyallup Tribe of Indians.
More history for Cal Raleigh.
I love being here, and I love these fans in the city.
Catch every episode of the Honey Bucket Cal Raleigh Show, presented by the Puyallup Tribe of Indians, on the Seattle Sports YouTube page, the Seattle Sports app, and seattlesports.com.
Hey, it's Dave Wyman here, and since I stopped playing football, we've been fortunate to live here in the same house for over 20 years, and that type of longevity is a good thing, but except the fact that 23 years in the same house means a lot of things start to break, and most recently, it's been our windows, and virtually every seal has broken, and it's why I reached out to Harley Exteriors. Chris and Ray came out to the house, and I could instantly tell that we'd get along great, and I'd want to do business with them. They're local, they're huge fans of our teams and big listeners to the station, and better yet, They have the best product. Olympic Series windows offered exclusively through Harley Exteriors are manufactured right here in Washington, designed for Pacific Northwest homes and climate, and that means cooler in the summer and warmer in the winter. So look up Harley Exteriors for your window replacement like I did. And in August, Harley Exteriors is offering 50% off basic installation, no payments for 1 year, and an additional $200 off your project. So enter or call 833-HARLEY. That's 833-HARLEY, or you can go to harleyexteriors.com.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit info kit. 800-486-9600. That's 800-486-9600.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey golf fans, Jordan Babineau here. Get ready for an unforgettable weekend at the 2025 Boeing Classic. Come see Masters champions and Hall of Fame golfers battle it out at the club at Snoqualmie Ridge, August 8th through the 10th. Bring the whole family and check out Seahawks Village, packed with fun for all ages. Plus, celebrate 20 years of the Boeing Classic, supporting the Benaroya Research Institute at Virginia Mason Franciscan Health. It's more than just golf. It's an experience you won't want to miss. August 8th through the 10th. Tickets start at just $20 and kids get in free. Visit BoeingClassic.com for more.
The home of the Mariners.
It is gone! Cal Raleigh, two-run home run!
Hear every pitch on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Summer can be the best time of the year, but if it's not feeling good in your house, if it's turning into an oven, some of the problems might be because you don't have enough insulation in your crawl space or attic. In fact, many homes in our region have damaged insulation or even none at all. Yeah, it's Mike Salk here, and you got to get somebody to check on it. That's why you call Crawl Pros. They'll come out and do a full corner-to-corner inspection of your crawl space and attic. And if it turns out that you've got a problem with your insulation, and maybe that's leading to bigger energy bills, guess what? Local utility companies have special incentives to help with the cost of getting your house properly insulated. In fact, if you're a PSC customer and your home was built before 1990, you could qualify to receive a rebate on up to 95% of the cost to get your attic properly insulated. Yep, 95%. Call Crawl Pros if you're worried about critters, mold, water damage, insulation issues, or anything else related to your crawl space or attic. Schedule a free corner-to-corner inspection at crawlpros.com.
History, it had the gold rush. Then came the oil boom, the tech boom, but right now it's the Wi-Fi boom, and Xfinity Wi-Fi is booming. Xfinity has everything you need to tap into the Wi-Fi boom with seriously powerful and seriously reliable connection. It's got 99.99% network reliability and incredibly low lag, so your streams are smoother than making a decision on what to stream. And did I mention that you can even connect to hundreds of devices so you, your kids, your parents, your poker group, and whoever else is at home can all experience the Wi-Fi boom with Xfinity. And the Wi-Fi isn't the only thing that's booming. Get the most reliable Wi-Fi and our best in-class equipment for one consistent price for 5 years years guaranteed all in. Plus, get unlimited data included and no annual contract, all with the 5-year price guarantee from Xfinity. Visit Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Restrictions apply, not available in all areas. New residential customers only. Select plans only. Xfinity Gateway with X5 Complete required for unlimited data except in certain areas. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024. Actual speeds vary.
Scanning the airwaves for the most interesting and entertaining stories of the day. Sweeping the Dial. Every afternoon at 4:45 with Wyman and Bob.
Presented by Silver Reef Casino Resort.
Seahawks rookie wide receiver Torrey Horton. Everyone raving about him. We had him on the show last week or yesterday after practice, and he felt that he had to explain that, he's fast, but he explained that he ran a 4.41 at the combine. He was not even close to fully healthy.
I got cleared, I want to say, 2 to 3 weeks before the combine, and the trainer was like, hey, we're going to work, and we're going to see how bad you really want to go run at the combine. And they gave it to me real. They was like, it's going to be hard, but we believe with your competitive mindset, you can go do it. So it was quite a push, and I wasn't 100%. I wasn't even 70%. So that just goes to my competitive nature of going out there and seeing those other guys run.
Dave, would you tell him you're either a go or you're a no-go? I don't want to hear percentages.
Well, if he's 70%, I mean, that doesn't really add up. I mean, if he was 100%, what's he going to run, a 3.9 or whatever the math would be? But,
it's kind of exciting to think he was really compromised and still ran a 4.4.
No, it's awesome. And the other thing is, he's right. It does speak to his competitive nature, because I think there's a lot of players out there that would be like, no, and that's one of the reasons why I think they drafted him. He's, they've got some dogs out here, guys that, and I guess what that means, it gets said quite a bit, but to me it means that somebody who loves football, and they'll play through injuries and they'll do whatever it takes to get out on the field and compete. And yeah, for him to be a couple of weeks out of being cleared, I mean, how much could he have practiced? And I think a lot of players are like, yeah, I don't want to run it because, and I think that's why he got drafted. And he might be a steal because of that, just because of the injury and all that, and the fact that he's willing to go out there and compete when he doesn't feel like he's 100%. That's awesome. I mean, that in itself is almost better than the 4.41 40.
Sweeping the Dial.
Yesterday, Diamondbacks manager Torey Lovullo was jokingly explaining that he was a little mad at Gino Suarez after the trade.
Yeah, he's getting to go back home to a team that he knows very well, to a group that he's probably going to just jump right into and help him start winning baseball games. And there's some familiarity to it. A little pissed at him because when I called him, he already had a Seattle Mariner picture up on his phone. It'd been like 7 hours, and he had that thing changed out already.
I love it. But he did carry his D-backs equipment bag into the clubhouse here. So he was representing on the phone Seattle, but he was repping Arizona in the clubhouse. And I assume he's got a Mariner bag by now.
Yeah, I would hope. We'll be there, Thursday? We can check.
Yeah.
I'll report back.
We'll rummage through his locker.
Well, and he got his same locker back.
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
I think JP was taking 2 lockers.
No, so JP still has 2 lockers, but it was vacant because Rowdy's had it. Yeah. So it was perfectly timed that maybe that's why, conspiracy theory, they let Rowdy Tellez go. They knew Gino Suarez was coming back, and he needed that locker.
I like that JP decided to just turn it into like a condo.
He's got his own wing.
Yeah. He's got stuff there. He's got room for his extra stuff and everything. And now he's like, oh man, I gotta tighten everything back up again. But no, it's awesome. And obviously that's, Gino. I mean, and the fact that he's been here, that give him a break that he already had his Mariner stuff on.
Sweeping the Dial.
You guys talked about the Browns quarterback competition. Any one of 5 could win this job, including rookie Shedeur Sanders. And he was explaining that he's got a good reason for why he doesn't want his father, Deion Sanders, to come visit him during training camp.
I don't want him coming to see me right now because I want to get to where I want to go then for him to see me. I don't want him to come and see me, get a couple reps and, he's cheering like a good dad. Like, nah, you can't be proud of me right now. I got to get to where I'm going, and I know it's a lot I got to do to get there. So it's kind of like I just want everything that I'm doing is just, like, focus on this time, and I don't want no distractions because we know out of media, we know how everybody will take it and take away from the team just from him being my own dad showing up. So, it's a gift and a curse at the same time.
I can respect that.
I respect the fact that he didn't want to disrupt practice because of, Deion showing up there.
Yeah.
That's not a rookie move, really. That's a veteran move there.
Yeah,
so
I kind of like that. Like, I want to get where I'm going, and then he can come out. I think he went to go see his other son, Shiloh, at the Bucks camp.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I can respect that from Shedeur.
Seems like kind of an interesting family dynamic there, and obviously there's a tight bond there and everything. But, just a little bit different there that he doesn't. I mean, because I guess after a couple of weeks in camp, I would have loved to have seen my parents.
Yeah.
I was like, Mom, can you? Yeah.
Can you make me some sandwiches and bring them?
Yeah. I had to hit a guy in the head who weighs 330 pounds today. I've never done that before.
He hit me back, Mom. All right, coming up, we got plenty to talk about with this guy, El Hombre. Michael Bradley is going to join us next as we continue live from the Virginia Mason Athletic Center. It's Wyman and Bob, Seattle Sports on 710.
ESPN senior MLB insider Jeff Passett with Brock and Salk.
Let's start with Josh Naylor. We haven't had a chance to talk to you since the Mariners made the deal.
I love the attitude. Josh Naylor is like the classic. You love him when he's your teammate. You might not when he's not. I like adding a little bit of attitude to this team. He just fits everything so perfectly. Fit a position of need at first base. Added another guy who has really good bat-to-ball skills.
Get more on the Seattle Sports YouTube page and the Seattle Sports app.
Hey, Brock Ewart here for my friends over at PCF Construction. If you're seeking a complete outdoor living space or a very specific project like an underdeck ceiling, maybe a new deck, patio cover, railings, well, my friends at PCF have you covered. This summer, well, you can enjoy 12 months of no interest and no payments. And how about this? Plus 50% off a design and architectural drawing package or up to $5,000 off an undercover system. If you're looking at your outside and saying, golly, what a beautiful summer in the Pacific Northwest, and we can't take advantage of it, well, take advantage of these offers today. If you've been wanting that new deck, that new patio cover, make the call. Get online right now and connect with my friends at PCF. You can find all the offer details. You can get project ideas, and you can browse photos at PCFgroup.com or call today at 425-629-8476. Don't let this offer pass you by. It's 425-629-8476.
Hey, it's Bob Stelton here, and I can see clearly now. It's amazing. Let me tell you about one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life. That's when I went to K2 Vision for a refractive lens exchange, or RLE. Dr. Kopstein started K2 Vision with Dr. King from King LASIK, the most experienced LASIK surgeon in the Northwest. King LASIK plus K2 Vision equals freedom vision for every stage of life. No glasses, contacts, readers, or cataracts. So if you're somebody that struggles with distance vision and now you always need a pair of reading glasses, K2 Vision RLE could be your perfect permanent solution to spending your good active years not needing reading glasses. And here's the capper. You're never going to develop a cataract. I'm somebody that needed readers in every room of the house. I needed to see the scoreboard out at ball games. I just couldn't see clearly. That has all changed thanks to RLE. Whether it's LASIK, EVO ICL, or RLE, trust the most experienced team of doctors to point you in the right direction. Schedule your free Zoom consultation today at K2VisionRLE.com. That's K2VisionRLE.com. Now is the time. We talk about it year-round, but roofing season really is upon us. It's Mike Salk here. So what makes it roofing season? Long, dry days where roofing crews can work realistically sun up to sundown. They're cranking out projects all over our region, and Riverside Roofing is, of course, leading the charge. Local to Marysville, Riverside Roofing serves the entirety of Western Washington. They do amazing work. They've earned my recommendation, plus industry awards like GAF Master Elite's President's Club, a status fewer than 1% of roofing companies in the entire country actually achieve. Get a roofing quote in less than 60 seconds using Quick Quote directly on RiversideRoofingLLC.com. It'll pop up as soon as you go on their website. During and after your roofing job, you can expect a yard and driveway totally clean of debris. Behind their national accolades is a family company from right here in Marysville, built upon important local values like trust. That's why Riverside Roofing is the local roofing company you can trust. trust. Go to riversideroofingllc.com.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So, then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you get coverage options based on how much you want to pay for car insurance. And then you decide how to spend the rest of your money because you're in charge. And right now, you're going to pay for groceries. But you decide what groceries. Just keep in mind you're running out of dishwashing soap. But you decide if you're going to buy that soap. It's just those dishes won't clean themselves, will they? Remember, with Progressive's Name Your Price tool, we'll help you find coverage at a fair price. And then you're in charge. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
Well, the Mariners get back to it after a well-deserved day off. They begin their 3-game series with the Chicago White Sox, who are in town. They'll send Brian Wu to the hill as the Mariners looking to capitalize on the struggling Houston Astros, who did pick up a win yesterday, but just a 3-game lead in the AL West. The Mariners currently are tied for the second wild card spot with the New York Yankees. So we'll keep an eye on that. You can catch it all right here starting at 5:30 with the pregame show. 6:40 first pitch, Seattle Sports on 710. Meanwhile, in the world of the NFL, Teddy Bridgewater passes his physical and he is signed with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Spent a moment with the Detroit Lions through one pass, but he is back in business with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as a backup.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time.
Yeah, you know what you can get me, Pee-wee? What? El Hombre.
That was a catastrophe.
I know.
That's a new low. Roz is better.
El Hombre.
The natural meets Rudy meets, I don't even know how to describe it.
El Hombre.
It is time, everybody. We look forward to it each and every week, every Tuesday at 5 o'clock, unless we're preempted by the Mariners. We bring in this man for a conversation. He joins us on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook Hotline. He is the one, the only El Hombre. Michael Bradley is here with us. How are you, Michael?
What's happening, everybody?
Well, we got a superstar lineup today, don't we?
Yeah.
Ending up with El Hombre. Curt Warner, Dave Krieg, Jeff Schaffer, Jon Morosi, Jarran Reed, Kate Scott. You know Kate Scott, right, El Hombre?
Yeah, she does the Sixers games.
Yeah.
She's really good.
She's fantastic.
You guys didn't do anything today.
No.
No, we just hung out and let other people talk.
Everything. Yeah, that's good work by you.
Yeah. You let the pros take over.
I'm sure your listeners were happy.
It's a big day for them, Michael. Don't kid yourself. They were very happy. Yeah, Kate does a good job. She does. I think you knew this. Maybe you didn't, but she does the preseason Seahawks games. So she comes out here and does that each preseason, and is. I don't know what she's like on basketball, but she seems like a seasoned pro when it comes to doing the football broadcasts.
Oh no, she's really good with the Sixers. She does. You know, there was pushback, of course, when she started. A woman can't be doing NBA games. Well, a woman can do NBA games, and she does very well.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. What was the your verdict on what the Phillies did at the trade deadline? Because it's a rare moment out here in Seattle, Michael, that people are pleased with what the Mariners do. But I think across the board, nationally and locally, people are like, "Wow, they kind of went for it. They got aggressive and made the moves they needed to make, and people were happy." How were you feeling about what the Phillies did?
Well, no, we get Duran, which is a real closer, and he's closed 2 games out. He threw 4 pitches on Friday night. I was there, and he comes in, and you didn't even have any chance to get any drama or get excited because it was so fast. He had 4 pitches, 4 strikes, didn't throw a fastball, and the game's over. And we're like, okay, we'll take that rather than 27 pitches of the high wire act. And,
by the way, you know that the Mariners were in on Duran, and I think they thought they had him, and then the Phillies apparently upped their offer.
I'm sorry for your loss, but
I don't think you are.
No, not at all. So they got Bader, center fielder from the Twins, who's a better defensive outfielder than just about anybody that the Phillies have right now, and he's somebody who can give him a right-handed bat with a little bit of power. He had a home run last night. So I'm very happy with what they did. They didn't give up any of their 3 main prospects, and I watched with great delight what the Mariners were doing. And there's a real debate that goes on around this time of year where people say, should the team save the prospects for the future, or do they go after it now? I think right now the AL is wide open. Detroit just limped out of here, losing 2 out of 3. Skubal's amazing. If you've got to face him 2 or 3 times in a series, you're in big trouble. The Yankees aren't very good. I don't trust the Blue Jays or the Rays. The Astros are tough because of that bullpen, but I don't think their order's as good. So I think what the Mariners management said is, this is our chance to really get after it. And I'm delighted that they did. They had to give up some prospects. But, the other thing about prospects you got to remember is you could have 10 prospects, your top 10, 2 of them might become everyday and major league players. And they may not even become stars. But if you can get an established star and all-star, you take him.
Yeah, I don't understand, people like Locklear. I guess he hit a home run the other night, but, I mean, they didn't really have to give up anybody. And I don't know, I look at it the same way in the NFL. It's like, look, I don't care where he's drafted. I mean, first-round busts happen all the time.
Oh.
They're just prospects. And so, the old bird in the hand, I mean, to me, I don't understand people that are, are worried about someone having success somewhere else. As long as you get what you want, you didn't get fleeced, right?
Right, and does the third baseman that you guys got, does he have any more team control, or is this just a rental for the rest of the year?
He's a rental.
He's a rental. Josh Naylor's a rental. They're both free agents after this year.
Yeah, and you can do that, right? You can give up lesser prospects, for players who are not controlled. The Phillies gave up a catcher who's 19 years old and a pitcher who was never going to get into the rotation for somebody who's got another year of control, and then I think an option in 27 in Durant. So I agree. I mean, if you can make your team better right now and you have a chance to contend, there's no guarantee your window stays open. I mean, look at the Orioles. The Orioles were dynamite last year. Now they stink.
Yeah.
So you got to take it when you can get it, and I'm happy that the Mariners did it. I'm happy that the Phillies got themselves a closer and a serviceable outfield.
Who's the best team in baseball in your opinion? Right, not record-wise, but you just think is going to be the biggest problem?
I think Houston, and then I still think the Dodgers. The Dodgers haven't been very good the last few weeks, but that lineup is not going to be bad for Ohtani, Freeman, and Betts alone is just it's hell. If they have some health in their pitching staff, they're going to be very difficult. The Brewers are interesting right now. They're starting to run away a little bit with that Central Division, and meanwhile, the Phillies and the Mets are beating up on each other. But if you said to me today, who's playing in the World Series, I'd say Dodgers and Astros.
That's not very popular here, Michael.
Yeah.
Why would you say that?
I'm aware of that. Look, I'm not popular anywhere, so I have to say what I think.
That's not true.
Popular here, by God.
Yeah.
It doesn't help when you put the
Not with your
Astros in the
sales
series.
staff. What?
Oh, boy.
Yeah, and in every appearance, you're just getting closer and closer to them.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Just really warming up to the sales staff.
Without a doubt. I'm going to buy them all lunch, hard-boiled eggs and a piece of pumpernickel bread, and that's about all I get. Get back to work.
Well, how much can we scrape together and send to you so you don't complain about it? How much? What do you think?
It's not enough. I enjoy this too much. You know that.
I think it's a principle thing. I don't think we were altering his lifestyle with what he was making.
Well, and he enjoys it. He enjoys the complaining. You got to have something to complain about. No question.
No, that's not what, I'm not a complainer. I'm just saying it's astounding that somebody who boosts ratings like I do can't get a sports bar to throw a few shekels at me. I mean, please.
I don't disagree with that.
Welcome to the Wyman and Bob Show.
We're a priority around here. Yeah. That's how that goes.
Exactly.
Hey, did you see the Browns? Dave and I were talking about this before. The Browns signed Tyler Huntley because basically every quarterback they have on the roster is hurt except for the oldest one, Joe Flacco. Kenny Pickett's got a hamstring issue, and Shedeur Sanders had a sore arm, and Gabriel had a hamstring thing. So everybody's hurt, so they signed Tyler Huntley. They got 5 quarterbacks there, and I guess 6 technically if you count Deshaun Watson, who's not going to be playing. But is it – do you ever look at the history of quarterbacks for teams like the Bears and the Browns and how much draft capital they've spent trying to find the guy? And they have not been able to do it. If you just go through the history of the Browns with their top pick, Tim Couch and Brandon Whedon and Johnny Manziel and all these different guys, and they just, not since Bernie Kosar have they had their guy there. And the same is true for the Bears.
You know, it's funny. Back in the 90s, I think it was, I was listening to sports talk radio here, and they had then owner of the Sixers on named Harold Katz. And Katz, they mentioned 3 7-foot players that the Sixers could go after. And he said, that's 21 feet of guys who can't play. And right now, the Browns have about 32 or 33 feet of quarterbacks who can't play. It is hilarious. They continue to just collect these guys who are no good. And if Cleveland were not in Ohio, I'd actually feel bad for the fans. But they're cursed. Signing Deshaun Watson after he did what he did is going to curse the franchise for a long time. And Tyler Huntley and Shedeur Sanders and Dylan Gabriel and Joe Flacco and whoever else they have, they can bring back, Mike Phipps and Bill Nelson and Brian Sipe and all those guys. It's not going to matter. They're not going to be good.
Hey, I had a poster of Brian Sipe. I have no idea why in my bedroom when I was a kid. Yeah, but you got Josh McCown.
The rest of us had Farrah Fawcett and Cheryl Teague. If you had Brian Sipe.
Yeah, that's right. I had Jack Lambert too. Remember
Lambert.
My brother had the famous Farrah Fawcett poster where it's there's the Mexican blanket and
sold about 8 billion of those things.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it was cold that day in the studio.
Yeah.
Oh boy. But yeah, Tim Couch, Derek Anderson, Brandon Whedon, Brian Hoyer. Like you said, Bernie Kosar.
Just
Brady Quinn.
You're talking about first-round picks, top 5 picks, top overall picks, and it's just those 2 franchises stand out amongst all of them. And I don't. What do you think that is? Is that just happenstance, Michael, or is that just they've had poor scouting, or what? I mean, to go that long without ever having the guy. I mean, the passing leader for the Bears has been Eric Kramer?
Kramer.
Yeah, they don't have a guy who's ever thrown for 4,000 yards in the history of that organization.
Or 30 touchdowns.
Yeah. And they had Jay Cutler there. They had Rex Grossman took them to the Super Bowl. I mean, it's just amazing 2 storied franchises like that are that inept.
Well, the thing about the Bears, too, don't forget, for the longest time, they were the defensive team, the monsters of the Midway, going back to Butkus and Doug Buffone and then Mike Singletary. And, they were going to play that defense, and then they were going to run the ball. So they didn't need quarterbacks. I'm watching right now. I'm in the midst of going through This Week in Pro Football from 1972 when they had Bobby Douglas, the left-hander who ran the ball for 990 yards one year. And it was hilarious. They said, and Douglas had a good day. He was 8 for 9. They let him throw the ball 9 times in a game. They won the game, but he was left-handed and he was just a bad quarterback. But they've always wanted to have those defenses. And I mean, the McCaskey family didn't really run the Bears all that well. They had that stretch with Dick in there, and they had McMahon, who was a good quarterback, but still, it was Walter Payton's offense. So I don't know how you explain the Browns because they've not been. They had Art Modell, who was a bit of a nitwit, but still, and he moved them to Baltimore. But remember they did have Otto Graham back in the day, and I think Otto Graham every year when he was in the All-American Football Conference and the NFL played in a championship game, which is pretty amazing.
And what era is that? What years are we talking?
40s, 50s, that back then. When the Browns, the All-American Football Conference brought 3 teams into the NFL: the 49ers, the Browns, and the Colts. And I think it was the Colts. And then when they came in, everybody thought, oh, the Browns are going to stink. They play in a rinky-dink league, the All-American Football Conference. First game, they beat the defending champion Eagles 35-10. So Graham was a great quarterback, but they haven't had too many of them.
Yeah, Otto Graham was the king, man.
I think Sid Luckman is the king of Chicago.
Yeah,
that's right. You got to go back before
we
were even born.
Back.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, you go back to Jack Concannon. His claim to fame is they mention him in Brian's song for calling guard trap on the second time, and Piccolo gets hammered by the entire front four of the Los Angeles Rams.
That movie gets me every time.
Has to.
James Caan, Billy D. Williams.
Oh, yeah.
You saw that, didn't you?
What's the name again?
Brian's song?
Oh, Brian's song. Yeah.
Song. Come on.
You never saw that?
I remember crying.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Every time.
Yeah.
Every time.
That was good stuff. How do you not? I love Brian Piccolo. Tonight when you get I want you to ask God to love him too.
Yeah. Hey, philosophical question, and somebody brought this up to me today. When did it change that it was okay to wear a jersey to a game? I know, Bob, you had said at one point, like, if you're over 30, maybe. But now, I mean, and somebody else was here in Seattle, and I don't know what it would be in Philadelphia, but it was like Marshawn Lynch and Richard Sherman. It was cool all of a sudden. The Legion of Boom era, it was okay to do it. And now you see everybody in a jersey. There's no rules.
Yeah.
Nobody, it's not restricted to people under 30.
I put it more on basketball jerseys, though. They just don't look good on anybody, especially.
No, that's a terrible
It's not a good look. I don't care what kind of shape you're in either. It doesn't look good.
You got to wear a T-shirt under it, preferably a long-sleeve T-shirt if you're going to wear a basketball jersey. And I've never worn a basketball jersey to a game. I've never worn a football jersey to a game. I have a Phillies Richie Ashburn jersey. He was on the Whiz Kids in 1950 and is a Hall of Famer. I wear that only to playoff games. I don't wear it any other time. For a long time, you couldn't buy the stuff that you can buy now, right? If you look at games in the 70s and into the 80s, nobody was wearing anything because nobody sold anything. The only people who could buy stuff that were like jerseys were kids, like pajamas, right? Get your 49ers pajamas on or whatever.
Los Angeles Rams pajamas. Yeah.
Did you really?
Yeah. They still
we
fit.
had like knockoff brand. We had knockoff brand pajamas. It had like a number 18 across the front. It was nobody really. But anyway, so I don't know when it started, but people like in Philadelphia, it's insane with the Flyers fans. Like the hardest decision they make all day on a game day is which of the 14 different Flyers sweaters they're going to wear to the game that night. They have every single one. The Stadium Series, the Winter Classic, the alternate this, the alternate, and the hockey fans are nuts about that. I don't know if it's the same way with the Kraken fans. Although I heard, did your mascot get like in trouble with a bear or something during a photo shoot recently? I saw on ESPN.
I don't know. But Lefko's nodding yes. I hadn't heard that. Is that a thing, Lefko? What is that?
There's a video that they were out fly fishing with someone from the Kraken, and there's a bear that just starts stalking them across the water.
Really?
And they're all just kind of calmly walking, but Bowie's in a Bowie's costume, so he's just trying to high step and get out of there.
It looks terrifying. And it's a brown bear, man. You don't mess with the grizzly bears. If it's you don't run, they're going to get you. Also, I don't know if you guys saw, and I don't want to drive content, but there's a zoo in Denmark. This is true. That is now asking residents of the area when they have a pet that they're going to put down, bring it to the zoo for the big cats to eat.
What?
No.
Come on.
Who's
doing that?
Saw it twice. I saw it on the internet. It can't be fake.
Yeah, that's right. It's got to be real. That's. Can you imagine?
Denmark Zoo pets.
Who?
Yeah, Denmark Zoo asking for pets. There it is. Let's see what the source. Oh yeah, 2 hours of New York Times, CNN, ABC News. This is not like some dude in his basement. So you got a dog that's on its last legs. Bring it in. Let the tiger eat it.
Oh, my goodness. Who would do that? Who would say, all right, here, we love this dog for whatever, 14 years, and here you go. We're going to feed you to a wild animal.
Yeah.
What kind of
Now
person
you're
would do
tiger
something
chow.
like that?
Yeah,
Jeez.
that's, I guess, maybe if it gets cold in Denmark, maybe there's nothing else to do. So, I mean,
wow.
But that's interesting. I thought that would be something you guys would be bringing up.
Yeah, no.
I got enough nightmares running through my brain. now I got to deal with that one.
Yeah, man, that is awful. Way to bring the mood down, Michael. Hey,
sorry, no problem.
Hey, are you still intently following the Cowboys situation with Micah Parsons?
Oh my God! I turned on the television today for my 10 o'clock banana and protein dose. And they were leading off the Stephen A. Smith-a-thon with the Micah Parsons thing. It is astounding to me. This is the biggest non-story ever. I will be astounded if they do not sign him. And yet they're gonna contemplate their navels and wring their hands and do all this stuff about it. And people actually care. It boggles my mind. I can't get my head around it. That people, first of all, that anybody cares about the Cowboys. They don't win. And secondly, it's a contract dispute. These happen every year, and they always get resolved. I'd like to be traded. Okay, you're not going anywhere.
Right. Have you been entertained by the antics of Falseface, or is that you getting tired of it?
I don't know. He is to me something. As soon as he's there, it's the mute button or switch the channel. The Godfather's got to be on Showtime, either Godfather 1 or 2. They show it almost around the clock. So I'll just go to that and watch Luca Brasi get a nice one.
Sleeping with the fishes.
Leave the gun. Grab the cannoli. Yeah. That's
leave the gun, take the cannoli. Exactly.
Yeah, I heard somebody else on one of the, I can't even remember who was saying it, but they were basically repeating word for word what you were talking about, just Jerry's love of attention and the spotlight, and it doesn't matter whether it's a negative story or a positive story, and that he would give up a Super Bowl rather than give up his time in front of the camera. That he loves this, and I don't know what it is he would love about it, but I can't imagine wanting attention that badly that I'd want to be in the news for, I don't know, digging my heels in and talking about a contract dispute with one of the best defensive players in the league.
But that's what he's about. I mean, and look, for him, it's talking about him is talking about the Cowboys, talking about the Cowboys advancing the brand. And that's all he cares about. I mean, yes, he's got a monstrous ego. Most of these owners do. But also he wants the Cowboys to be talked about. Because what are you going to talk about with the Cowboys? Third place? I mean, really, what's going to happen to Dak Prescott this year that's not going to allow them to win anything? No, people are going to talk about that. I mean, it's amazing. Meanwhile, the Eagles are, defending Super Bowl champions, and I'm not playing it, there's a conspiracy against the Eagles. But nobody's talking about them. They've got everybody back, just about. They made some changes on defense. It's going to be interesting to see how that works out. But nobody's talking about, how are the Eagles going to repeat? It's, can the Cowboys sign Micah Parsons and make the playoffs, please, so we can have higher ratings? It's horrible. And I love that Michelle Obama came out and said that watching ESPN and watching the Stephen A. Smith show is like watching The Real Housewives.
Yeah.
It's hilarious because it's contrived drama.
Yeah, that was spot on.
I loved that you called it the Stephen A. Smith-a-thon.
All right. Michael, as always, great stuff. We got to go, but we'll do it again next week. You can find him on Twitter at Daily Hombre is where you find him, at Daily Hombre. We appreciate you, my friend.
Two things. First of all, happy birthday, Graz, and so long, suckers.
How about that? Remembering Graz's birthday.
Yeah, I think it was day before yesterday.
Yeah.
It was his birthday, yeah. So how about that? I'll tell Graz El Hombre threw him out a birthday shout-out. Meanwhile, our coverage of Seahawks training camp is brought to you by The Landing in Renton. The Mariners, meanwhile, are hosting the White Sox tonight, and the T-Mobile Park roof will be open. It's beautiful outside. It's a little overcast, but it feels perfect. It's great baseball weather. That's the Mariners Roof Report, brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. So there you go. That's going to do it for us today. I want to thank our guests. Had a packed show today.
Packed.
Jeff Schaffer, Curt Warner, Dave Krieg, Jon Morosi, Jarran Reed, Kate Scott, and capped off with El Hombre. That's going to be a tough one to top.
Yeah. Can we do this every day?
Can you do?
Like,
can you top it tomorrow, Lefko? Do you think? What do you think?
I don't think so.
You know, oh
Nah,
man,
probably not.
Throwing in
Next
the towel
Tuesday.
already. Already thrown in the towel. We'll see. We'll see if we can top it today. But if you missed any part of it, you can find it on the podcast page at seattlesports.com. Just click the podcast tab. Scroll down to our picture. Click on that. Anything you missed is waiting for you right there. Don't forget, you can click subscribe, and it shows up for you every day. It's absolutely free. Have a great night, everybody. We're going to talk to you tomorrow right here with Wyman and Bob.
Seahawks training camp is underway.
That is music of the year.
And nobody gives you more insider access than the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Coach McDonald sitting down with us right now. This thing on and ready for you.
Watch how the Seahawks roster comes together.
Seattle Sports training camp coverage is presented by the Landing in Renton.
Seahawks training camp on Seattle Sports on 710, the Seattle Sports app, and the Seattle Sports YouTube page.
Well, I'm here with my good buddy, Dr. Dan Nelson from Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine. And you've heard from Dr. Dan's patients over the years how a simple stem cell procedure has successfully conquered their pain. Well, folks, now it's my turn. After years of dealing with knee pain from all the football abuse, I can say my knee pain now is almost 100% gone. How'd you do it, Dr. Dan?
Well, Brock, personally, I'm very happy that you did so well. And your story is like so many of our other patients who come in, former athletes and non-athletes as well, who have come in with chronic knee pain, and they are looking for alternatives besides knee replacement surgery. And we're happy to provide this service. It's been truly a game changer for so many folks. It's just been a pleasure to be part of this.
Consider Dr. Nelson, the only doctor with over 30 years of experience in pain medicine techniques, including stem cell therapy. I was in and out with a couple of follow-ups. It's a non-surgical solution to pain using your own stem cells. Consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Daniel Nelson, MD at 425-823-4000 or visit danielnelsonmd.com. That's danielnelsonmd.com.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have Leaf Filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
Icy cool and oh so sweet. It's $305,000 in cash. Turn over a new leaf by winning your share of these big summer bucks. Every Saturday in July and August, golden opportunities abound with hourly drawings from 8 p.m. until midnight when one grand prize winner will score 10 grand with 50 grand on the last Saturday of each month. Don't forget, your Reef Rewards card can save you up to 25 cents per gallon at Lummi Bay Market next to Silver Reef. Silver Reef Casino Resort, located off I-5 exit 260.
The home of the Mariners, Seattle Sports.
Cal swinging a drive, deep to right field.
Every pitch of every Mariners game is on the Seattle Sports app.
From whiplash to herniated discs, there are a few car accident injuries we've all heard of. J.P. Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains that even the most common injuries differ from one another.
Pre-existing conditions, health history, beginning of treatment. There are hundreds of factors that make every person and every injury unique. While these variables aid medical treatment, the strongest case recoveries must also take them into account.
Could you explain a little bit more?
Our team at Pendergast Law is obsessed with turning over every stone to differentiate each case. This requires thorough investigation, diligent listening, and relentless research. We never pursue cases with a one-size-fits-all approach. We built our success by treating every injury and every case with the individualized attention our clients need and deserve.
Pendergast Law's individualized approach to even the most common injuries makes the difference in case outcomes. It's another reason why I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
Ready to elevate your everyday? Quince has the Luxe Staples Insiders Swear By, minus the markup. From 100% European linen styles and 14-karat gold jewelry to gorgeous leather bags and elevated home finds, Quince has it all. And by partnering directly with top artisans and ethical factories, Quince delivers premium quality at half the cost of similar brands. Discover everyday luxury without the markup at Quince. Go to quince.com/style upgrade for free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/style upgrade.
I'm Matt Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Your car steering wheel could be a ticking time bomb. At least 24 people have died and many more injured because their airbags fired shrapnel at them upon inflating. Tens of millions of cars have been recalled. If you suffered cuts that required stitches, hearing or vision loss, or broken bones, please contact us today. You could be owed money for medical bills and other damages.
Morgan & Morgan. Visit us at badairbags.com for an office near you. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO